Okay, and welcome to our game of D&D, Mystara, Level Up, whichever thing you really want to call it at the moment. We're up to session number 113. We may have a few computer issues today because, hey, that happens. As in yesterday, it all froze up on us. So, what was that?
Good. It's good.
All good. So online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Dimitri Dimitrov, and for the benefit of our new player, I'll give a slightly more detailed introduction than I might normally for the wondrous person that Dimitri is. That's it. He grew up with a poor, unloved, one of many children of a peasant family in Canberra. In Karamikos, the Troltaran peasant family in Karamikos. Annoyed and worried at the Ashen Empire having taken over and subjugated their peoples. But he taught himself to read when he found a book on a body that had been mauled by a wild beast of some sort, which impressed a local wizard who found him up a tree escaping from a bear. And offered to take him on as an apprentice, which he then did very well at. But because magic was a bit doubtful in the area of Karamikos where they were living, he basically started to develop a name for himself as a linguist and a sage and a scribe for the local area. So for those humble, simple beginnings, he maintains his humility, having grown up in such situations.
And many people who adventured with him swear he was never a wizard.
Well, as I said, he did actually hide his great, vast powers for significant lengths of time because, as I said, magic was a bit frowned upon. And in some areas of Karamikos, even more frowned upon. So he grew up, made his name as a sage, linguist, all-round wonderful, helpful person, always willing to provide the advice and information that the party and or anybody else needs at the time they need it. And possibly at the time they don't, but that's in the future. But yeah, so since then...
Whatever.
But yeah, so he's become a hero of Karamikos and also one of the leaders fighting in the Galantrian army against the forces of the Master to hold him back.
Daraconian army.
Sorry?
Daraconian, not Galantry.
Yes, Daraconian, apologies, yes. Yes, whilst also working and helping out and guiding all the various teams that Mr. Redgrave has put together as part of his investigation bureau to find out what's going wrong in the world, partly related to the fact we found there's stuff going wrong in the heavens, or at least in the immortal realms. So,
okay, so that brings us to Martin.
All right. So I'm playing Trillium, an elven monk, who in the past was actually a halfling. So I went through a transformation at the conclusion of the Hollow World campaign. And so I can't even remember what level that was. Maybe level 8.
Level 8.
And so yeah, I was a halfling bard, and now I'm a wood elf monk. Hand waving, yeah, as you do.
It was less hand waving, more a wish you made to a god.
That's right. Yeah.
It was payment from the gods for services rendered after Dimitri led the party in saving the whole immortal realms.
I would contest that, but Yes, that's okay. Let's yeah. Well, I don't agree with that, but we'll keep working on it. Yeah.
And I'm sure there are thousands who are on Trellan's side for that one.
You're not suggesting for a moment. You're not suggesting for a moment Dimitri might be wrong about something, or exaggerate, or slightly modify history in any way, would you?
Completely.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. But yeah, so I'm a level 12 Wood Elf monk and part of the Kenzai, and that's about it. Thank you.
Next up we have is Mark.
Once you got through all the drill of Dimitri, then I'm getting into the good stuff. I'm Mark. I'm playing Rachel Dugan. I'm a previous City Watch member of Rockhain Dwarf Warrior, who's actually specialised in weapon mastery. It's a bit of a unique thing that Martin's put together for this campaign kind of character, I think. I'm really specialised in doing certain things with my weapons, additional acts, things like that. So I think of a standard fighter, but a bit more extra skills on the weapon side of things. I'm quite a young dwarf, so I was told to go out and do some adventure and come back home. I nearly came back home, kind of thing.
Well, he's technically on spring break.
Still on spring
For
break.
20 years.
Yeah, so
But they don't like having teenagers around.
no, so on spring break, I decided to travel the world, met my future wife, who happened to be a halfling assassin, now married, and basically just traveled around and tried to listen to Dimitri, but often ignored Dimitri's kind of comments and go the opposite direction. And you'll find that the party's very disjointed in some ways like that. So if we do something nice to each other, there's always a worry what we've done to each other. So it's basically, so I'm kind of like, I listen to Dimitri, go, yeah, sure, no problems, and I'll do my actions instead of listening to reason sometimes. So I'm very young dwarf, so I don't like to listen to people too often, and I often go in my own sort of direction occasionally. So.
Yep.
Well,
Very cool, his mum, who meant that he effectively killed off his brother.
Look,
Dimitri and the doppelganger is a case in point. He was too nice.
Yeah. So, just for you, kind of, we had a session recently where my character was taken over, was kind of swapped over with a doppelganger who was nice to the party, and all of a sudden, as soon as I was nice to the party, everyone wanted to kill me. So
They knew he was an imposter the moment he said something nice.
Yeah, so something nice, say, hey, I respect everyone, da 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 da, and everyone knew, hang on, this is not Mark's character. So that's the example of how the party runs. You'll find that crowd pretty quickly. So yeah.
Okay, and joining the party we have Connor.
My name's Connor. I play Timothy, a variant human, fighter rogue, split 50-50. He was raised in a fairly wealthy family before joining the military to train himself up for various reasons.
May have just been doing national service.
Yep. But then after an incident with a group of elves, he's decided to go off on his own conquest to find things called relics that he's read about in passing. He sorry,
That's okay.
Yeah.
I can add more stuff to that.
Yeah.
So basically, you find yourself in what's known as the city of Specularum. It is the capital of a Grand Duchy called Karamikos. And you've been hired on as a guard by someone who calls himself Redrin. Hasn't really explained a lot to you. He's very good at being mysterious. He just got the rank of Merchant Prince in Darrakan. And you found out that you're the army that you left, and you're now one of the guards of the commanders of that army. So As much as you wanted to get out of the army, you find yourself back in it, but not actually in the military chain.
Yeah.
As Dimitri, Trellin, and Bradshaw are considered commanders of the army.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
They had been given honorary commander status so that they could actually fight the master.
Yep.
And they, by some of the soldiers, considered partly to blame for the elves leaving the field and causing that massive defeat they had in the last few months.
Obviously, they weren't following Dimitri's strategies and tactics well enough.
And there has been two of Arakan's armies have been absolutely smashed in to the point where they're now considered green armies with new recruits.
Oh, wow.
There are 5 or 7 armies of Darakan, and they are not doing well. They have almost lost half the nation to the invaders.
Yeah.
So, introduction to the other people. You've just arrived back in Karamikos, having been dropped off by the skyship after spending many days being chased by people who wanted to do you harm.
Mm-hmm.
At which point you were told that, by the way, here's Timothy, he's been hired on to keep you safe because, well, you should get yourself into a lot of trouble.
So it's being provided by Redrian or by Stefan?
Redrian has hired him on,
Yep.
which means that he's able to use the portal network with you.
And also that means obviously the fact that yes, he's officially part of the RIB, Redrian's Investigation Bureau,
Yep.
and he's allowed to know all the secrets and information that group has gathered.
Redrian dropped it on the rest of you to bring him up to speed in your own fashion.
Okay.
Basically, that way he can be as new to it as he wants to be, and you can give him the fantastic news of just how much he's got to live up to.
Yeah, but I got the idea that like, yeah, he's definitely into the know. He's not just there for his good looks and ability to whip a sword or other stuff.
No, Dimitri, I'm here for the looks. You're just tend to be brains. Okay.
At least this dwarf still has all his hair.
Anyway, I will, by character, will just eye him up and down. Yeah, trying to work out a bit more. Just yeah.
Up and up, probably. You can hear it.
Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit more up than down.
So of most humans, they are between 4 and 5 feet in height.
Yep.
Especially from the area that most of these characters are from. 5 feet is fairly tall, and you'll come across some humans that hit 6 to 7. They're generally found in a region that's very Norse.
Yep.
And most elves hit about 7 feet to 8 feet.
Oh, wow.
So everyone really does look up to the elves.
Yeah.
So we had a halfling go from 3 feet to 7 feet.
Oh, wow.
That's how, yeah. Callum certainly grew up.
Though he did start out small for an elf.
I've only got strength. I think strength 10, constitution 14. Yeah, so I'm not a super burly barbarian.
And there is a dragonborn following around with the party called Drazzle. He sometimes helps people.
Okay.
Rarely when they want it.
Yeah. But if you're injured, he's a great hunter.
Dragonborn in this setting have only been around for 12 years now.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
So most people still look at them strangely. Half races are considered evil
Yeah.
because all reports of half races, half elves, half orcs in history, or tieflings or Azimirs, are basically people who commit mass crimes.
Okay. Yeah.
And if they haven't been committing crimes, they're generally forgotten. So as far as the populace is concerned, if you're a half race, you're obviously here to murder everyone brutally.
Yep.
Okay, so why don't we have the characters talk to Timothy so you can find out what he's up to and what you're up to.
Okay. I and Timmy just looking around, just like looking at him. So, what do you got?
I'm trained with the sword. I know how to defend myself and others.
I'll go and build. Good, you're in a good group here. Keep away from me. And I'm going to give him a good pat across the back, and then I go, okay, he looks alright.
Did you leave a sign behind?
No.
I had to ask.
That's fair enough. When Sydney said he's a soldier, I was fine. Yeah, okay, he's cool.
Okay, how about the rest of you?
Okay, certainly. Dimitri is happy to talk at you for significant time and length. Most of his words are 5 syllables or longer. And okay, for most people, yes. He quickly realised that he's someone who
Thinks he's in charge.
he probably has good advice in there, but trying to understand it or follow it or even go to the effort of listening to the whole length of it. Different question entirely. He doesn't pay a lot of attention to your responses or your information, because from his perspective, obviously, what have you got to say? Can't be important.
Now you fit right into the party.
Yep.
His words are much more important to you than your words to him.
That is normally the case, but we will make an exception for you because you're Connor or Timothy, and Dimitri's a weakling. But anyway, it's okay.
Yeah, so certainly happy that Trellin then might come back in and provide some interpretation of Dimitri's behaviour and what they put up with him or not.
Yeah. I think though I have a range of 1,500 feet because I've got an eagle eye bow, and so yeah, I can just happily pink away at from 1,500 feet, and it's pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so currently the group is in the middle of brokering a peace treaty between the Grand Duchy of Karamikos and the Empire of Alphatia, who have basically stated they're trying to wipe out another nation by the name of Glantry, a nation of wizards who are wizard supremacists. Non-wizards aren't welcome. Clerics are hated. Dwarves are hated. Halflings are despised.
And even wood elves are not really that good, but anyway.
Wood elves are part of their kingdom. They have their own principality in Glantry.
Okay.
Just that
Yeah.
if you're a cleric or a paladin or a druid or anything like that, they would not welcome you there.
Okay.
The other aspect from that global politics perspective that, particularly for Timothy's perception, is he's been a soldier in, was he originally Karamican Army or Darrican Army or
Darrican
Army?
He's a member of the Darrican Army. He wasn't in the last years of fighting. He dropped out around the time the elves left.
He's been pulled back in again as part of the recruitment drive, and with the big advantage that you've got experience that puts you well ahead of most of the green brand newbies that have been brought in. So.
Well, he's outside the army structure. He's been brought in by Redrian instead of the army.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so from a global politics perspective, you fought the Darrican, which is a merchant country, or a merchant-run country. Slightly north of Darrican is Blanchery, which is, as mentioned, was a wizard-run country. So is technically certainly a trading partner / ally of Darrican. And likewise, Charamikos, the land where you are now, with Duke Stefan, is again a near neighbour that Darrican had plenty of trade partnerships with and things like that.
Yeah.
Alpacia is the land across the sea, which most of the known world is referred to, but on that map there, would treat Alpacia as the big boogeyman because they just don't know it well enough. So Thyatira, the island nation to the south and east of that map, is an empire building nation that helped to build Karamikos and the other nations of this world, or the not that on that map. And so they're seen as, well, somewhat supportive of the known world, but definitely the conquerors, and hey, we've got away from the conquerors part now. So politically, a war between Thyatira and Alpacia, or Thyatira and Phaeacia, would tend to naturally have Darrican and Karamikos siding with Thyatira.
Yep.
Particularly when they're out to destroy Blanchery, which again is on the world where we are.
This area here is this area here is Blanchery.
Okay. Yep.
This area here is where we are at the moment.
Okay.
The peace deal, the treaties that we're currently trying to arrange between Karamikos and Alpacia relate to the realization that, given our additional knowledge from the Veterans Investigation Bureau and the fact that we're not, we're more worldly wise adventurers and have a better understanding of global politics than the local local, Alpacia is not necessarily the big bad, and possibly, from what we've understood about what Blanchery is doing regarding a whole Immortals war situation, Blanchery may not necessarily be doing the right thing as far as the world of magic and the world of magical creatures is concerned. And in the immediate future for us right now, by getting the treaty between Alpacia and Karamikos, will allow Karamikos to declare itself independent from Thyatira. So instead of being a grand duchy, it will become a kingdom in its own right.
Yep.
Which then means that it doesn't have to send troops to support Thyatira in the war against Alpacia, which means it can send troops to Darrican in support of the war against the Master, who is coming from the west, across the western side of the continent, so off the map there, and is a evil overlord, who's amassed a huge army and flies around on a floating mountaintop, because he's also someone who's powerful enough that he's on his way to becoming a god or an immortal.
Yeah.
So
Come on, quick updates, and obviously Dimitri gave you that information with a lot more extensive words and things like that. It's probably much more difficult to understand even than I can go to that.
So the underlying principle there is that if Galantry survives, then magic will disappear.
Okay.
If Alphatia survives, then this entire region that you're from and know is expected to be completely obliterated.
Okay.
Just so that they can stop anyone who knows about Galantry from surviving.
Oh wow.
The Alphations are happy to wipe out this, well, from our perspective, the whole, the known world, as you referred to, but on a global scale, a relatively small piece of the real world, the whole world.
It's a very tiny part of the world.
Survive.
And if they can do
populations like elves and dwarves and halflings, fairies, dragons, unicorns, they can all survive too.
And so the person who is pushing for the whole war effort is currently led by a goddess dedicated to peace, is the one who declared war. Just to really mess with the world. And so you've got gods of good fighting gods of good. And they found out the underlying principle is the major god of energy and magic has decreed that the god who supports Galantry needs to be eradicated. And the only way to eradicate them is to wipe out everyone who knows about them.
Yeah. Okay, wow. Yeah.
If no one remembers them, they have no power. And so he's on a systematic campaign to destroy everyone and anyone who knows about them.
Damn.
And it's the third time he's on this campaign. He's done it to 2 other nations.
Oh, yeah.
And he's known as the Sun God.
Yeah. The most immediate issue that we're facing right now, though, is the invasion of the Master, because if he gets through Darrington, then the rest of the world ends before the Dog can do anything about it anyway. So, or Alphatia. So, at the moment, we're trying to go around drawing up additional support and troops for the war against Darrington, which is, again, part of the reason why we're having to get this treaty with Alphatia for Taramikos, to then Taramikos prepare troops to go to Darrington.
Yeah.
And you've heard that the elves are all in the process of leaving, never to return.
Okay.
They think it's time to get out now because before they will get killed.
Well, by the time they pull out their centers of power, they can't put them back again.
Ah.
And it's the centers of power that the Master's trying to get, which is what they call their elven relics.
Right.
One thing, Martin, that I want to clarify, because I'm sure Dimitri's aware, but I can't do it from my head. Have we found any evidence, for or against, the aspect that the Master's current actions have anything directly to do with the conflict between the Brotherhood and the Start, like the Immortals conflict? Or is it actually just another issue that's occurring in the world?
There is a belief that Dimitri has managed to uncover that the Master is either working for Xantiotl, who is known as the Corruptor God, working for Alphax, the Destroyer God, or working for Hal, who is the Norse god of death.
Yeah, so technically he's independent of the current battle, the dispute between centered on Galantry with the Brotherhood of the Circle of Stars or something.
So you've got the Circle of Fire, led by the Sun God, the Goddess of Love, Goddess of Peace, and the God of the Elves, versus the I've actually got them all here, so
but yes, again, the main point was the fact that yes, the Master's actions probably supported by the evil gods, is technically independent of the Blantyre's actions of trying to destroy all magic, inadvertent actions of trying to destroy all magic in the world.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Which again is part of why the Master is the more immediate threat, because his actions will probably destroy the world in the next couple of years, whereas the Immortals action will probably take at least another 5 to kill us off.
Though there's also the possibility that it will speed it up.
Mm.
So it's the Fellowship of the Star versus the Ring of Fire being the two main groups of gods.
Yeah.
With the Ring of Fire being literally the sun god, the goddess of love, the god of the elves, and the goddess of peace. The Fellowship of the Star is led by the god of magic, goddess of war, god of preservation, god of technology, god of mischief, god of thieves, god of fire, and god of trickery.
Yep.
So that would be the two major opposing factions.
Okay.
The names are unimportant if you don't actually know what they are aspected towards. And the other players haven't really heard it described that way. They've had the names and had to try to figure it out themselves along the way.
Okay.
So coming back to the immediate present, Redring sent Timothy along to help us out.
And you've got the reminder that you still need to deliver the treaty to Duke Karamikos.
Which is what I was about to say, was the fact that people have been having a bit of difficulty getting back with Sid on the flying ship from the moon. The Dimitri will, after giving Timothy a explanation that goes into much more depth and detail that he's got even the vague idea about trying to attempt to understand. But at the same time, he'll be aiming to brush off the whole encounter, saying, hang on, but can't talk now, we've got to go off and get this to the Duke, then we'll catch up soon. Great to have you on board. Let's go. Have you got good? Hopefully you got some fine clothes, because we're going to have to meet the Duke.
I'll watch this whole interaction, and I try to give it to myself, realising my first reaction of Dimitri, and I just feel, he's having an experience at heart. So once he's finished, and Dimitri goes into his own mind and world, I just say, see what I meant? He means well, he just has a different way of saying it.
And in the background you can hear someone swearing in some strange language, basically saying wants nothing to do with Dimitri, and storming off. In a very heavy Russian-esque accent.
Oh, and that's Plowman. He doesn't get along with Dimitri too well.
You hear a clang as something bounces off Bradshaw's helmet, and you hear a "shut up" as he walks out of the room.
That's a sign of life,
Well, I thought I would channel him while he's not here.
No, you did a very good job, actually. By the way, very good job. So where do we turn off on the ship? Sorry, I didn't quite get to start. Are we anywhere near Karamikos?
You're in the capital of Karamikos, known as Specularum. You got dropped in Redrian's Knights Rivet Inn as the skyship took off to lead the people chasing you away.
Okay. And just confirming, we did in that trip from we're on our way from the moon to Specularum, we did get in contact with Redrian and give him an update on what had happened in our faces, didn't we?
You did, and he had said he was going to send you some help and speak to the Space Cats himself. And of course you can detail Space Cats as much as you'd like.
Yeah. Well, okay. Certainly from his perspective, he was hoping that, or he was looking at the fact that hopefully eventually was going to get over to our base to actually work on the known city, and that, as I say, we'd have time to actually have a quick chat in person to talk about stuff. But we'll work out what happened anyway. We have no immediate issues, and that is into this pretty sign.
Okay, so there is a lot of stuff happening on the streets as it is the middle of a festival. You are having a lot of people celebrating the White Moon Festival. Because
Not the moon, it's the same problem.
And it is also the one of the merchant days of the year, so there is a big celebration at the wharf.
Okay, Jamaica, let's get this over and done with. We need to go check out this new festival. I'm sure you can have some downtime afterwards.
Where they say, folks, he's come out of the night good in and like, that's bloody festival time again. Is it difficult to make our way through the streets at the present time?
Not really, because the inn is not at the wharf, and the festival had wound up the day before. That was through the city.
Yeah. In which case, then we will aim to move through quickly, heading directly for the Ducal Palace.
Okay, and you find that you get
Dimitri's and presumably the others have taken the opportunity of the last couple hours on the skyship to get dressed in their finery, appropriate to go straight to the Ducal Palace.
Well, 2 sets of grey robes, but whatever.
I'm sure that's what Bradshaw does.
You find that you're travelling with a couple of lords, as each of them has a starting a domain in Karamikos.
Okay.
And that gives them titles.
Yeah.
The lowest being Lord.
Okay.
But as they actually have land, they're slightly above other lords who don't have land.
Yep.
So yes, as you're going...
and obviously Dimitri's well above all of them.
Of course, Dimitri is probably high sometimes, but hard to tell. As you're going through town, you find that you get a honor guard of knights showing up. And they seem to chat to Trellin and ignore Dimitri completely.
Okay, Dimitri's enjoying them, thinking, oh good, that'll clear away some of the gravel.
Okay.
As they are part of the Elven Guard that protect the Duke.
Okay. Nice.
He had sent them out to bring you to the palace safely after getting word that you had arrived back from your trip.
Yeah.
As he's the one who had sent you out in the first place.
Okay.
And to be fair, the Elven Guard are probably the ones who are the least likely to be Clanton sympathisers.
And you make it through the streets with occasional bolts hitting shields, as there are various assassins on rooftops trying to stop you. Well, they've just had a whole week of dealing with people trying to shoot them out of the sky using magic.
Alright. Okay.
I'll make sure my helmet's all covered over, just for obvious reasons.
Well, hey, you do have that friendly slot in the back.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure my head over just in case.
And I thought at least one of the arrows is labelled friend.
For you, Connor, when I was through my dwarven trials, I was told that I would die by somebody stabbing me in the back of the. A friend would stab me.
A friend would stab him in the back of the head. And
a helmet that's got a spot with the back of the helmet, open for a dagger to go through it. But, yeah.
And if that happens and he doesn't get brought back to life, he actually gets to go on to his dwarven heaven. If he dies by any other way, he doesn't go to his dwarven heaven.
Wow. Interesting.
That is his...
If you married a halfling, you may not want to go to dwarven heaven.
Look, nothing wrong with my wife. She's a lovely person. Just don't get her in a bad mood. That's all. She'd like to kill you and your whole family.
Just because she has absolutely no morals whatsoever.
I think she's wonderful.
Right. You married Bradshaw.
I'll put the charm on. That's all I need to do. So.
It's got no morals and no taste.
That's all in Dimitri's eyes. It's okay. So, and I'll protect my helmet, just the usual protection based on the arrows flying around.
And you managed to make it to the gatehouse of the Duke's Keep relatively unscathed. Though you're sure you at least had 50 odd bolts coming along the trip. But no magic, so obviously they were the last chance to try to get through.
And lucky for them, Dimitri's got more important things to find right now.
So you sort of get that the some people didn't want this to happen, of them to arrive.
Yeah.
But enough people did that you managed to make it to the Duke's Keep. You were shuffled through various chambers until you're brought through what appears to be a room to be searched. As they are going through even the Elven Guard and checking to make sure no one's carrying so much as a extra fly or other straggler along with them, because polymorph is the thing. As they're doing various magic to detect and remove any shards from the missiles at the same time. Considering how dangerous stray magic is, they're going to a lot of effort to make sure you don't cause any problems. Or are killed along the way. After you deliver the treaty, well, that's your problem.
Yeah, after we deliver the treaty, then we get the danger stuff.
So, I will give each of you perception rolls.
Looky, looky. Why don't I pick that dice? Why? Okay,
13.
into the dice fail.
So, what did you get, Mark?
I've got a +9 perception, but I rolled a 6, so 10, 15. So.
Hey, 15's not so bad. And what
No,
was
it's just like the low chain.
And what was Martin's?
21.
And what was Jeremy's?
Also 15 with +9 and a D4 for my expertise side.
So are you telling me you rolled a 1?
No, I rolled a 5 on the D20 and a 1 on the D4. But obviously Dimitri is somewhat preoccupied with the idea of getting his ready time, and we're all done.
Okay.
What about Timothy? What did Timothy get?
Timothy got a 15.
Okay.
So, looking around, neither of you really notice much out of place. You haven't really had a lot of dealings with the elves, so nothing really there seems wrong to you guys. Trellin does and Bradshaw do notice that one of the elves does seem a bit out of place, as he does have purple tattooing on his face.
Okay. But do we both look at each other? Trellin and I just look at each other with
Trellin has learnt this is a trait of the chosen shadow elves of Raphael.
I'd like to know, depends on where we stand when we do meet the Duke, I'd like to make sure that I'm between Dimitri and this person, if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm protecting Dimitri, it really just doesn't make sense to me, but he's the one that's got the treaty, so.
Knowing where Raphael sits in the scheme of things, you're not sure if he would want to protect Darachin or protect Thyatus.
Okay, I'll just...
Or protect or oppose Alphasia.
Well, he is opposing he is opposing Alphatia, but what's more important, protecting Darachin or protecting Thyatus?
But that's just it. There's a lot of potential guys he could be involved in. So.
Do you wish to do anything at this time, Martin?
Yeah. Is Carlin reacting to the idea that one of the Elven Guard may not be a member of the Guard?
Well, I'll watch them carefully, but I won't make any overt action.
Okay. So yes, you are brought in to see the Duke. There are no windows out to the outside here. You're actually in one of their protected inner chambers. You can see runes along the walls providing magical protection.
Okay.
And there's only enough room for about 10 people to fit in there. The Chamberlain asks who needs to go in.
Well, the least we have to respond is to start going in, or they start heading toward the table on the door.
Well, I believe Dimitri, you've also got with you Taldan, the person who had broken the treaty. Because he's the one who, he has retained the treaty himself.
Okay, happy with that.
As you were basically transport to make sure the treaty got back safely.
Yeah.
As he's a major part of the treaty, he's made sure he's kept hands on it.
Yep. That's cool. Well, let's go then. Dimitri will be taking Taldan towards the door.
I'll like to just stand on the outside of the door of the entrance if there's, it's like, is it a chamber, Ashen, is that right, man?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to be at the edge of the chamber, but maybe just look in the slight direction of a certain person that took my interest, so.
Okay, they seem to move to enter as well.
If they enter, I'll go where they go, if it makes sense. And if I get told I got kicked out, then that's my fault.
Well, you can technically step in front of them if you wish to.
Yes. Remember that technically the Chamberlain asked who needs to enter. Not exactly officially responded to it yet.
I'll say, Lord Bradshaw would like to enter, I ask. So, as most common, in a bit of a dwarven accent in some way. Since no one else wants to speak up, I thought, no, Dimitri just walk straight in. But,
Okay, so the Chamberlain starts pushing everyone else back who didn't speak up, including Dimitri.
yes. Sorry, I like that.
Dimitri will look at the Chamberlain and say, I'm going in. Obviously.
He says he needs you to announce yourself first.
That's right, Lord Dimitri. You need to describe yourself to the chamber. And I say it in a nice, polite way without being sarcastic.
His job is to stop people dying on the wards.
Is something that's happened previously, or is this a new security measure?
New security measure because those who are not announced die by their silence.
Okay.
And if they announce themselves falsely, they die anyway.
I guess when he says that, I might cross my fingers and wish him for good luck. But, okay. So, I'll do that with armor back and something like that.
In that case, then it's good to see the security's being raised. Enters will be myself, Lord Demetrius, Ambassador Talden, Lord Bradshaw, Lord Trellin, and what's your name again?
Timothy. I don't have a title though.
That would have been completely in character.
Yeah.
I knew who you were. This was going to make you say, yeah, what we got over there, you come along.
Do I have a title or?
Not yet, but you will end up with some soon.
Yeah.
Basically, once you're stuck with this crowd, you end up with titles because otherwise you can't get into most places.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because you're with Dimitri, so obviously you're important.
Okay, so you do feel the buzz as you step through the wards. Realizing that the wards don't actually lower, they just strike at those who forcefully step through.
Did anybody else try to come through or announce themselves to come through?
Well, at that point, the elf who looked like he was going to step forward sort of, stepped off to the side and looked attentive.
He got the warning, lucky to him.
Okay, as you step through, you can hear the Duke and everything else on the outside world just falls to silence. As he greets each of you warmly, including the stranger who he's never met. Noting down that it's been a struggle for you to get this treaty to me. He's glad you lived through the ordeal.
Yeah, it's important to get through that. Yeah. Yes. But not unexpected, and we were prepared. Now, okay, Your Excellency, if you want to sign this, as soon as you sign it, the magic will take effect. Our facial will be able to announce their recognition of the independent state of Calamikos.
You see
free
Talden pulls out a magical quill and ink to go with the treaty. As the Duke reads through it carefully before he signs it, making sure nothing has changed since he last looked at it.
Just invisible ink under it, and you will give the entire party 1 million gold each. Thank you very much.
Dimitri almost squeaked out some of the big words, but don't hold himself back.
So it takes him about an hour to get through the treaty. It's not a small treaty.
Yep.
And at the
obviously Dimitri should have helped him with the big words.
And at the end of it, he does sign it. And as you see him signing it, you see another signature start to appear on it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because most magical treaties have both parties sign their copies at the same time.
Okay.
That thereby ratifying it.
Yeah.
And so Dimitri will be looking over the shoulder at this, like I say, to confirm it appears to be the Empress's signature though.
It is the Empress herself signing it.
There we go.
And
Congratulations, Your Majesty.
he says, thank you. And now it's time to celebrate the birth of a nation. As he's now considered king to be once the proclamation goes out and the coronation happens.
I'm sure the people will be happy to continue the celebrations from the
Festival of Matter was actually what it was supposed to have been. I had
festival of what?
Festival of Matter. It's the celebration of life, birth,
Yeah.
names, circle of life.
But in fact, yeah, so it must have been, well, no,
It's the green moon in that
we
case.
were, that's up to, the full moon is beginning of the month, isn't it?
Full moon is the 15th of the month.
Okay, so
And the
yeah. So,
festival happens
so,
from the 12th to the 18th.
That's right. So in fact, we just had a mid-season festival, and the, and yes, I'm sure the people will be happy to continue the celebrations.
Well, at least they will now have a day to celebrate, he says. Okay, so you are each given a pouch of 1,000 gold.
Oh.
And you're assured that more bonuses will come based on work later on.
Sorry, does that gold include me or
Yep.
not? Oh, it does?
You
Okay.
you showed up. He didn't really care.
Okay.
You realise there were a couple of other characters sitting there that you think take report in the full 10.
If I could nicely nail it in, I'm standing next to Tim. I'd like to say, you realise that now you, being the new person of the party, that you have to buy the first round. That's part of the deal. Well, I'll just put that in his ear, okay? So.
And then you just hear me murmur, I can feel the warm welcome already.
It's okay, I'll buy the second round, I say no. I don't do it again, but...
If Lama was here, he'd probably say, I'm sure you'll feel it on your leg later.
Yeah. All good.
But luckily he's not. He is the barbarian of the party.
Yes.
Which is why he probably wouldn't have shown up to the Duke anyway.
While we... I'll just listen that into Tim's ear, but... I'll ask the Duke of any recent troubles that you've had while we've been organising this treaty. Is there anything you're concerned with at the moment? Just to see what the current
yes, he has what appears to be a cult that has come out of the Black Eagle Barony. He would really like someone to deal with, in whatever fashion you deem most appropriate.
Perhaps the troops being sent across to that can now be sent across to Darrick might take a detour or get some warm-up practice.
He can't guarantee that the troops will help you in this battle. He needs basically people who won't be swayed by those who actually live here.
Now, just because I've been away for a couple of sessions, where during my wife kind of contact sessions, where would she be currently at the moment?
She may actually be in the middle of the war versus the Master, causing mayhem and destruction.
I was going to say, it would be much the halfling that went into Sin itself, wasn't she?
Some of her family did go there. I can't remember if she was part of it.
No.
Right, yeah.
No, but that's all I can remember. So, but no, I was thinking, okay, let us have a thing, Duke, while we talk as a party to see what we can organise or give you some suggestions.
While you do that, I'm just going to grab something to eat for me.
That's okay. For you, Tim, my wife's lead of a halfling assassin crew. Just being quite brutal with their kind of assassinations of people. My first date with my wife was she murdered everyone in the pub, so she could have a quiet date with me and her together. So
It was obviously true love.
Oh, it's true love. It was. It's like just because she had red hair, I was true love straight away. So that's quite a character trait. I love any girls with red hair. So I might decide to make it a halfling.
Which is why I love Dimitri, because Dimitri Walker got red hair now.
No, she knows what you like. She can't stand you. You would talk back.
I think Bradshaw loves him.
No, I don't talk back as much to her. You would talk. Yeah.
Bradshaw's the one that loves red hair.
Oh yeah. Doesn't mean I like you, but it doesn't count that way. That was a doppelganger, mate. That wasn't the pure Bradshaw. So that's the doppelganger thinking you're wonderful and do whatever Dimitri says. Yes. I knew that would go over well as soon as I got told by Martin to say something around that lines, but oh no. This doppelganger is going to get murdered within 5 seconds, which happened. So.
Well, hey, if there's going to be a doppelganger, you want it to be detectable.
Yeah, that's true.
It's no fun for a player to have their character removed because the party can't figure out there's a doppelganger there.
I know. I just like how everyone's going, okay, I got him by the throat, okay, let's kill him. Within 10 seconds, so that was really well. Well, I can't get my wife's the halfling assassin crew plus murderous chef involved, so I can't get involved with them. I've got names at my castle. I'm not sure if it might be too hard for them. I'm trying to think who would be interested.
Right, the other advantage, of course, of eliminating the threat of the Black Eagle Barony.
Oh, you're not going up against the Black Eagle Barony, you're going up against the cult that came out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Dimitri might be working on the idea of we eliminate the threat of the Black Eagle Barony then.
Well, he's still technically the Duke's cousin. Or the King to be's cousin.
Which is what I was about to say, is the fact that technically committing less advantage.
It would depend on what we have on still. If we've got some little bit of time, we could definitely sort it ourselves, but it might take a bit longer than usual. So,
certainly the immediate plans that we've got, having done that delivery of get the treaty signed, they're still trying to get dark forces for Darrakan, which we've done the Karanikan side of it. Because now the Duke or the King can actually send forces. We've also we want to be trying to get Redrian to fix the gnome citadel that's currently crash landed in Alphasia. Which again, we've probably done as much as we can for at least the immediate future. But if there's an opportunity to speak with Redrian directly before he heads up to the Caster, then it was certainly something that the deal with the Recaster was such that if the gnome airship wasn't being moved on within 3 months when they were back again, they were planning on sending down their fleet to actually effectively destroy the citadel, which would also destroy Alphasia City at the same time, was it not?
They were going to fire the engines which would destroy the city.
Yeah. And obviously destroy any part of any of the Alphasian forces that might distract them from their plan. But yeah, so the intent was hopefully Redrian or Dimitri will be able to get the ship running within the 3 months, or get the citadel running within the 3 months, so therefore it's just like that word is just not in my mind for more than 2 seconds at a time. Before the space cats come in and destroy the place. But again, that's still at least 2.5 months away at the moment, and hopefully eventually it's going to be going forward to the space check. Well, they might be able to delay a bit longer then, even if you haven't got it fixed up running immediately. So, yeah, hey, we've got some free time to go and take out Black Eagle Barony.
Though the Duke, you do know the Duke will not approve of the Black Eagle Barony being destroyed at this time, but if you do manage to get enough evidence that he's involved in actual crimes, because there's no actual evidence being able to be provided at this point.
Yeah.
And if you take out the ruler's cousin without proof, you become the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trying to claim everything because there's different people here.
So the cult that come out of the Black Eagle Barony, if they're concerned that the appears to be taking a foothold within Specularum itself, or if it still effectively within the Black Eagle Barony, but Stefan is concerned that it will spread.
Well, it came out of the Black Eagle Barony, and it looks like it's trying to encroach on your domain in Radleb Woods, which is why he's approached you. And the cult seems to be around someone who calls himself the Ashen King.
Ashen King.
Yep.
Okay.
Who believes he's the one true ruler of this world, who will make everyone equal under his rule.
Have we heard of this king as well?
This is the first time you've heard of him.
Right. Is that anything to do with the Master?
That the Duke would love to know about. But he doesn't care what happens to this Ashen King as long as he stops trying to destabilize everything before the coronation.
Right. And obviously, yes, we've definitely got to hang around a bit longer anyway. But okay. He was be there for the coronation. He kept the accolade that he deserves. Ensure they actually try and countermand or get further involve themselves in the issues. And we'll deal with this Ashen King in the meantime. So we're not talking an offshoot of the cult of Halab that wants to make Skepar or interfere with Dimitri's claim to hereditary from Halab.
Well, the cult of Halab is getting their wish. Stefan is going to be king.
Yeah, that's right. The Ashen King, the cult of the Ashen King, is not technically connected to the cult of Halab.
It does not seem to be, and they are worrying about what's happening.
I guess. Dimitri already pulling over some research in the Specularum Library to see if there's any evidence or information about this coming up. Maybe this Ashen King. But it's probably likely that others would want to, if there's any evidence or any rumours of this cult here in Specularum, to see how far it's spread already. And then we will head towards the estate of Dimitrov, and then on to the Black Eagle Barony. Assuming that how long is expected to be before the coronation itself?
It's going to take about 2 months to get the coronation ready. He's done most of the prep work, but basically he still needs the representatives from the other nations to arrive to officially recognize it.
Okay.
Because if he's not
I'm
recognized
not
as
going
a...
to hang around for a day or two, but okay.
If the other nations do not recognize him as a kingdom, the whole thing will fall apart rather quickly.
Yes, that's certainly completely understandable. Just doesn't mean to make you timeline, that's all.
Yeah, we all know Dimitri's timelines and never met.
Well, but they're the most important piece. So, yeah. So in that case, then the intent would be going back to the Night River Inn to see if there's an opportunity to talk to Adrian before he ducked off, and okay, do a quick look in the library. Possibly talk to Ambassador Talden to see if he's heard of any rumours of this Ashen King from history.
He says the name appears to be new. It's not something he's come across before. But rumours are that there is a blight to all those who seem to oppose him.
Which then begs the question as to whether or not the Black Eagle Barony has been significantly affected by blight in there, because if it has, then okay, they may not be entirely supportive of this Ashen King and they're happy to have got him out of their mix, or if it hasn't, then probably they're helping out. So, and is there any indication as to how long they've been building for, or how long have they had a problem, or when did the king first hear about them?
They first got noticed by authorities about 2 months ago. And they're literally providing some form of plague that can't be cured by magic. Magic can suppress it, but not remove it.
And how far has it spread in 2 months?
In 2 months, it seems to have spread towards Radleb Keep, Lewin, and Krasowski Keep, but they haven't quite had anyone showing up in those locations yet with the disease.
Time for study at this library. We'll go to a real library to study back at Esquita.
And they all his research says it's called Heartfire.
Heartfire is the flame.
Yep. If it takes its full course, you basically spontaneously combust.
On the heart, I guess.
Literally.
And independently very contagious.
And the side effect is, if you're a true believer of the Ashen King, it doesn't kill you.
And how long does it normally take to kill people between first sign of infection and self-immolation?
It seems to take about 4 weeks, they say.
And from their perspective, you've got plenty of time to repent. Accept the belief of the Ashen King to save your heart and the rest of you.
Yes, but apparently you have to actually mean it.
Yes. From the depth of your heart.
So they wish you all the
Um,
best. And if they're going to send the army in, it will definitely be as a quarantine team to basically kill any of those affected.
Well,
They
I mean,
can't
it could
risk
be
it
something
spreading.
that effectively declaring martial law or quarantine type effect is probably not an unreasonable option, especially to keep them out of Radler Keep and out of Lull.
Lewin and Rudley Keep have basically stopped any people coming in from the direction of Fort Doom.
Yep.
So that's why they believe the contagion is somewhere in that area and also leading to the ruined keep. Which puts them on the doorstep of Quasqueton.
Yeah, so it stopped them basically getting. Basically, they're going to keep the whole thing out west of the Westcott Road.
Yep.
And no further east than the west of Radler Keep.
That's correct. Keeping it in that small
Yeah.
little. Each hex is about 8 miles, so 16 mile or 8 mile radius from that point.
They're trying to keep it within the Black Eagle Barony confines or up to that boundary, but obviously to set that boundary, so basically keep it within a hex of that boundary.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are asked if there's anything you wish to requisition before heading off. This is where you can actually ask for stuff if you want anything.
Bit of gear, I guess. I kind of have the basic weaponry and all that stuff.
Yes. Is there someone in the Duke Army at the moment, or are we talking to?
You are
We expect probably talking to the Chamberlain or the Ambassador General as well.
Yeah. I'm going to say our young fellow here, Timothy. Any preference?
Nah, either one's fine.
One, okay. He just needs a bit more better gear. Like he's hanging around with lords and all that. He just needs a bit more kind of.
Well, you've got 123,000.
Yeah, so
that you can draw down on.
We'll be able to help him out because we want to put him in the deep end very quickly. So not trying to test him out.
Martin, I'm not giving people the money equivalent. There's already a lot of gear in the game that people can distribute amongst characters.
Okay.
And if every new character brings in 120,000 gold pieces worth of gear, the game will be flooded with items very quickly. Which is why I've said no to that.
So I'm going to...
Well, we've had... this game's been running... over 3 groups for close to 450 sessions.
Yeah.
And you can imagine how many players have come and gone and characters have come and gone.
Yeah.
So all those items are still in play.
Okay. So if you can link into the magical items,
well, I can actually just tell him things that can be given to him directly.
That's a great idea, man. So.
Yep.
Draggle offered you an opportunity to run it through his task.
Just trying to find... I know I have a couple of shields in there.
Just think of a montage scene now going through different armor shops, weapon shops, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well,
all out of the back of Brazil's uncut.
Or it's like one of those scenes where they're trying on the clothes and the curtain opens and like a suit of armor's too tight, so I'm like waddling out in it, and then like another suit's too big.
Yeah, like Pretty Woman, but more fancy.
Okay, so you will be handed a halberd that is said to warn you of danger. So it's a +1 halberd that has the warning properties. Meaning you also can't be surprised while you are holding it.
Yeah.
Which is always handy.
But does that adversely impact your rogue ability?
I wouldn't use sneak attack with it, but technically it still becomes a good weapon for a fighting side of the house. So.
Yeah, I can't do sneak attack with it. Can I ask if they have anything more like...
They have many things.
With something with more finesse?
Like short swords.
Rapiers?
They don't have a lot of those, they say.
I mean, I've got a moonblade, but I think that's like restricted to elves.
They tend to dislike the wrong people picking them up.
Yeah. And I've got a dagger which I can't hand over to him, so yeah. But well, I could give it to Tim so that Tim would stab me back in the head and die a wonderful death, but don't know how that'll work out.
Yes, I am sure you would love to find out, wouldn't you, Mark?
Oh, look, if you do that, I have no problems with that, man. I'll leave it up. You let you call mischief as much as you can.
Okay, so you are given a large iron-banded wooden shield with runes on it. And so it does have a bonus to armor class, and you're resistant to lightning and thunder while you're wearing it.
No.
So from a fighter's perspective, it's not a bad thing to have.
Yep.
Just making sure I note down which items I give you.
But you might want to get a short sword so that you can use your dexterity and
Yeah.
do a surprise attack. Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, they do have a magical flail. Which will light up in darkness with moonlight. So still a magical weapon.
Yep.
Doesn't take much to be a magical weapon.
Presumably one item that he, I think there should still be something left of this, would be one of the kind of elven boots.
There will be many of those.
Yeah.
Then they give you a breastplate. That is mariner's armor.
I mean, I guess one thing to think with the question with Timothy is, do you see him more on the fight side or on the rogue side?
It's kind of like a 50-50. He more so uses like finesse weapons and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's designed to be more of a swashbuckling type fighter,
Yeah.
rather than a full plate armor type fighter.
Well, that's why the breastplate, not a full plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, after that.
You were given something called an Umbra Silk Cloak, which is a version of a Cloak of Displacement.
Yeah, that's good.
How do you...
Because that gives you the advantage on attacks.
Well, at W077 is the item that will pop up when you look up for it.
What is it, sorry?
Item number.
Umbra Silk Cloak.
Yeah, so it's Umbra Silk Cloak, but it's W077, which will appear on my website, which I'll send you links to later.
Okay. So what sort of breastplate was it? Was it just a...
Yeah, it's a breastplate that is mariner's armor.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
It's a special magical item.
Okay.
Designed for fighting on ships.
Okay. But does that impair your rogue abilities?
I don't believe so.
Cool.
So apparently the only short sword we have is held by Trellin.
I'm happy to give that up. But
So,
I don't know.
so that is the
It's
short.
good. And it's good, but otherwise it's not that good.
It's the +1 short sword that also has the warning feature on it, and it will light up in darkness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure I've got everyone. See what Drizzle has left on here.
So Drazzle is the money pit or the magical item pit.
He picks up everything everyone else drops, whether they want him to or not. So he has a dagger called Bradshaw's Friend that he's happy to give you.
Yep.
Yeah, I expected that.
So as an action, you can tell wherever Bradshaw is. Which direction?
Best in your hands.
And if you throw it at Bradshaw, you have advantage.
I thought you were going to say it's magnetic to the helmet slot.
No, but I doubt it will bounce off if he throws it to that.
Okay, fair enough, man. I'll give it up.
He's not magnetically attracted to the slot of the helmet. He's got advantage on the attacks, and any attack is any hit is automatically critical.
Okay, and you're given a set of elven boots, which were once worn by a champion of the Elven Clans. I'm sure he no longer needs it, is the comment you're told.
They can live for 2,000 years. Well,
Though you are offered scale armor if you prefer that instead of breastplate.
Nah, it's all good.
But the other one that should be in the list there is also potentially the leaf mail armor that Jack Nimmer used to wear. Leaf scale, it might. No, that's the armor mithril. Because this was non-metal stuff.
There's quite a few things, so I was just looking.
Yeah, we listed it down as the leaf mail P046, but you've called it there mithril leaf mail. That's probably what you referred to. It was the effective Elven chain mithril, but it was actually made of leaves.
Did you prefer a cloak of displacement or a cloak of protection?
Cloak of displacement.
Okay. Would you like a sack of sacks? A magical sack that can produce sacks.
Why not?
Okay. It's okay, he's offered it to many people so far. And would you like a rigged dice?
Why not?
Okay, so it's basically charlatan's dice.
Yeah, hey, what?
It's okay, he can actually use it in and out of game. Not many people actually read what it did.
Can I use the sacks as sacks, or is
Well, once you pull the sack out, the sack's gone magical.
yeah, okay.
But the sack of sacks can still pull out other sacks.
Yeah.
It's an endless supply of sacks, but they're all not magical sacks.
Yeah.
And you can only do so many a day before the magic runs out completely.
Okay.
That
Sorry,
one's
did
been-
I end up getting the short sword?
Yes,
Or?
you got the short sword and the halberd.
Okay, yep.
And you'll be added to the history of the item. Because each item has a history of who's used it beforehand.
Yep.
And the more it's used, the more powerful the items end up.
Oh, okay.
Or the more cursed they become, depending on the player.
Okay, yep.
Now, what's Timothy's dexterity?
Sorry?
What is your
What's
dex?
Timothy's
My
dexterity
dex is
modifier?
15 with a modifier of +2.
Okay.
Say should be 20, but whatever.
Well, okay, like you probably, you'll be able to modify your character somewhat, and it'll probably be harder than that, by probably 15 playing with it, but,
Just wanting to be happy with the
the,
game first before we go into extra rules.
Yeah.
absolutely, that's right. But all take, like, look at the moment, the other option, okay, yeah, so your breastplate, assuming it's got a +1 on it, then that'll give you a base dex of, like, 17, with your +2 modifier for dex. Where the Elven Leaf Mail actually has a AC of the same as the breastplate, but it allows the max dex to go up to +4, and it doesn't give any modifier or penalty for doing stealthing.
Okay.
Yeah. I would suggest that the Elven Leaf Mail is more suited for a road fighter than the breastplate would be. But the breastplate has other properties, which is also nice.
Okay,
Being the,
just so you know, the breastplate will not give you stealth penalties.
Yep.
Yeah.
As it is not the standard breastplate.
Yep.
Yeah. Because when you look at the base rule, the Elven Leaf Mail is effectively scale mail, which would normally provide disadvantage to stealth, but because it's made of leaves, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, it also got double the dex modifier potential.
And the breastplate was designed for merchant princes, so it wasn't or for military campaigns on sea. So it was designed to work in the water and not be too noisy.
Yep.
So if you were to sneak onto an opponent's ship, you wouldn't be obvious.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Each of them have their stories.
Yeah.
And you can actually add components to your armor to build it into literally a full suit out of a single piece of clothing or simple vest of some kind.
Oh, yeah.
Which is you add boots, helm, cloaks, tabards, gloves,
Yep.
and all that sort of stuff to it. They can all be attached.
Yep.
So,
Would you normally use a shield?
Sorry?
Obviously, do you normally go for a shield? Obviously, as a rogue, you would not normally use a shield. But as a
Yeah.
fighter, you can. So
well, he
it's up to you.
he can strum it over his back until he needs it.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, that could it protects. If you were a straight rogue, then you wouldn't be able to use a shield effectively
Yeah.
because you've got the fighter. And if you're not going to fight, if you're not going to be fighting with two weapons at the same time, you might as well have a shield in the other hand.
So, yeah, you might want to consider the two-weapon fighting.
Yep. I think.
Okay, so yes, you seem to be well equipped right now. So
Yeah, you're almost up from a standard of a bodyguard dimension.
Okay, so if you have the shield out, you actually increase your armor class by 3.
Yep. Okay.
The other thing is with the Moonblade, it requires, it gives extra bonuses to someone who is neutral good.
Well, you haven't given him the Moonblade, you've given him a simple short sword that's different.
Okay. Alright.
If the Moonblade is your flame tongue, isn't it?
No, he's got another moonblade as well.
Okay.
Most of you have many weapons now.
Yeah.
Which is why when new people come in, it's not a hard thing to say, here, I've got these that I've been carrying around. They might be more useful to you.
Does he need a short bow?
I'm sure he does if you'd like to give up your... Yeah, because he's got a heavy crossbow he's happy to give away.
Yeah.
It's a short bow with rocks tied to it that yells at you.
Yeah, it's an angry crossbow. So.
I'll pass on that one.
He bought it from a magic shop, and everything you buy from there is magic. So he asked for a crossbow. They gave him a crossbow.
Almost had him involved in that. Almost had kind of taken that one. Damn it. Close. Anyway, it's okay. That's all good. I don't use it at all, by the way.
What was the shield? What did I get with the shield again?
The shield will, if you have it out, give you some resistance to lightning and thunder. And technically, you could call on Thor if you were religiously inclined, as it has his holy symbol on it.
Ah, okay.
After the montage, I go, now, don't you look better now, Tim? I was thinking more of a Rocky kind of montage.
So, all magical weapons will resize to be of perfect size to you.
Yep.
Always balanced perfectly. All
interactive.
So, if you hand your halberd to a halfling who attunes to it, it will shrink down to perfect size for the halfling.
Color is an important thing, rather than a Christmas tree on color.
Okay, so yes, you are now well equipped, and you do see Drassel packs his bag up and puts it away afterwards. He really pulls out his bag of goodies. I know Dimitri keeps wanting to go through it.
Right. Just looking at the list again, thinking, hang on, what's this smart circlet?
Well, I'm sure Dimitri doesn't need it.
Well, like I say, I'm fairly certain he probably doesn't need it unless they're modified to be a straight bonus to the pet thing rather than giving a number. I don't think you've actually worked those out particularly yet.
Okay, so each of you is given a horse to ride if you need it.
I have a goat already. I don't need it. I'm good.
What was it? Did we have Bradshaw believe he still has his brother to ride?
No. This is the the one I got from Dr. Dressel, remember?
I know, I was just teasing you.
I don't know. I'm not going to write. My brother and I just parted ways for those sort of reasons. So.
Well, you had ridden him, set him on fire, cursed him, and hit him quite a few times.
He farted a lot, if you remember rightly. So I think we're both even situation.
Hey,
he farted in front of the Duke, eh? Remember that?
I do, and then he dropped a bit of stuff for you to clean up on the floor of the audience chamber.
He almost embarrassed the family, almost. He almost did.
And whose fault was it that the goat was in the presence of the Duke?
I did not get the goat to come in. The goat came in itself, therefore it's not my problem, okay? We've gone through this Dimitri already, okay? So just let it go.
Your goat?
My goat is no longer my goat. My brother. Yeah. So we don't discuss the goat situation again. So anyway, I've got goat part 2, who seems to be a bit more straightforward with answers. So.
Oh, you had a third then.
Sorry, Jeremy?
I said, do you mean there was a third sibling?
No. This is the dragon that's actually a goat. Remember? Yeah. So
The Drake, yes.
the drake, yes. That does like apples, but does like to be very straightforward with its response to me. So anyway, okay. And I respectfully decline because I would get an upset goat. So.
As you see this large goat with extremely big horns for a goat, and looks rather intensely at Bradshaw.
It looks like a goat on steroids with huge front muscles. Yeah. It's a buffed up goat, yeah.
And you see wherever it stands, the ground just seems to buckle around it. Almost as if it's got claws. Okay, so you have told it will probably be about 3 or 4 days to get to Radleb Keep. So 3 days. 3 days to Radleb Keep by Westron Road. Unfortunately, you no longer have the skyship to get you there within the day.
Okay, but okay, so the dimensional hang on to.
I've got a flying carpet, but whatever.
Will you tell me exactly how fast Draggle's heart can travel when it needs to?
You will go as fast or as slow as this last member.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless, of course, you need to leave this last member behind, in which case he speeds up.
When the question of horses comes up, the man says, no, that's right, we'll get them, we'll handle it. And his intent is to spend a few minutes every hour summoning up phantom thieves.
Well, you only really need to summon 3 of them. Well, 2 of them, technically, because Trellin is as fast as your horses anyway.
Yeah.
The phantom thieves have a speed of 100. It's like that. They go. Okay, like it's actually they travel like about 2 or 3 hectares in a day, in an hour. I could say, from memory.
It does come in handy.
Okay, the fact that even though they only last an hour,
they travel at 10 miles per hour at a steady pace, or 13 miles per hour at a fast pace. So you can almost do 3 hexes every 2 hours.
Well, 2.5 hectares in 2 hours. Like basically, 5 hectares in 4 hours in half a day.
So technically, you could probably make it all the way over there in a single day if you cast it.
That was the thought process, and that's part of how Dimitri's been maintaining his presence both at Crest Breton and at Specularum during downtime. It's the fact that he's only takes a day to be took over to get from one to the other.
Okay, so yes, you can literally do that for everyone.
Yep. Because he can do it at the ritual, and the ritual can only take him a minute each. So.
Okay, so.
Whether the goat can keep up is a different question, but hey.
Though technically by that book, the minute was for casting as a spell, and the ritual was supposed to be 10 minutes, but I had changed it to say, well, we will do it as the minute to cast.
I don't know, it's the fact that, like, Dimitri's got the feat that allows him to cast a 10-minute ritual in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's also true, I forgot about that one, because that's the wizard bonus, isn't it?
That's right.
So yes, You each managed to get to Red Lead Keep with 5 stops along the way.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter if it takes 6 hours to get there. It's still a single day.
Yeah. And thanks. I'm guessing that Dimitri's probably somewhat acquainted with the garrison commander at Radley Keep, would have had some communications with him from Quest Breton over the last 2 years or so.
Well, they had been in discussion with him about putting the road in.
Yeah. Right, so
and
the road
with the
is,
fact
the road is in now.
that the elves preferred it to go on the Korozgi Keep site instead of the southern side of the forest.
They say that's yep. Dimitri's not concerned if there's if it would delay or satisfy the neighbours. When the road goes through between Brexty Keep and then next to Brexty Keep to get to West Breton or below it, doesn't matter to him too much either way. So his plans for expansion will still remain the same, although obviously I've had to modify the expansion slightly because I think I had it going that the other heads first. But yeah, so but that road would be in place by now.
Mostly.
Yep. Obviously not necessarily a good road, like the Western Road, but it's still... Yeah.
Well, they're all in the process of putting it all together. So there's a path and a road all in equal working. But luckily for you, you don't really care if there is a road with your spell.
Yes. But yeah, no, but the point being the fact that I'm expecting that Dimitri is well acquainted, or more importantly, the commander of Radler Keep is well acquainted to Dimitri and knows exactly what to expect.
Okay, he does tell you that there's a tiefling going around infecting people with a plague.
Yeah.
And the tiefling is known as the Ashen King.
Okay, so the Ashen King is tiefling.
Don't we all hate our non-human, half-breeds who don't that whole... They're all evil.
Okay, yes. Further advancing the attitude towards half-breeds. Good to see.
I'm immune to disease and poison, so should I go on ahead or...
You're immune to most diseases and poisons. Some magical diseases can still affect you.
We don't necessarily... The point is, yes, you're probably going to be okay, but I wouldn't necessarily aim to deliberately try and get infected.
Especially cursed diseases are unlikely to be protected by your monk ability.
Yeah.
Alright.
You might be more resistant, but not necessarily automatically immune.
Okay.
So is there any rumors or information about this tiefling current whereabouts, or how fast he's moving, or
apparently he was supposed to be heading to the Dimitros estate following the new road that was put in. They're sure that your guards will stop them before they reach the estate. You've hired some, they ask, haven't you?
It's a library. No, it's not a fortress. That's what the Random Keep was here for.
Well, their job was to stop them heading back into Karamikos from Fort Doom.
So, does this Ashen King appear to travel with any followers, or is he just leaving a trail of burning corpses behind him?
He seems to have about 20 to 60 followers. Hard to tell because, well, some of them burn up.
And are there many apparent infected here at the keep?
There are none affected at the keep. What they couldn't cure, they removed from the keep.
Does the infection appear to pass from person to person, or does it appear to be require direct contact or direct interaction with the infected king in order to become infected?
It's believed that it requires contact with the diseased or the tiefling, which he sort of says the diseased. So either the one form of disease or another form of disease. I'm sure it doesn't really matter which disease touches you.
Yeah, no, but the point is that people can catch this heartfire plague off other
Plague
people infected by the heartfire plague. They don't have to actually be touched by the Ashen King directly.
That is correct. That they believe the first people to be infected were blessed by this tiefling.
Let's be an interesting term.
As he's been going amongst the poor, offering food and blessings.
So it appears that that's how he started his play by appearing to offer help, but if there are those who didn't accept his beliefs, the help was somewhat double-edged.
That is pretty much it, and it said that the reason they were expelled from the Black Eagle barony was because he was starting to make headway amongst the slums there.
And you let them pass the keep.
No, they have not gone any further east from here.
But you just said they headed northeast from here.
Well, they've headed north from here, but that's not east.
Can I get a fine line there, Captain?
He's not allowed to enter the Radleb Woods under agreement with the elves.
Mm-hmm.
That's your domain, he says. I'm sure the elves would greatly love your assistance in this matter. He still has his standing offer of he's ready to come in and help as soon as the elves okay it. But of course, elves never need help.
Well, that's correct.
There's proof right there by one of the members of that elven nation.
Technically, so if anyone out questioning what breaks you up to things like that, well, hey, the heck is that the roads in are not part of the Elven Kingdom any longer. They've been ceded to the estate of Demetrius.
Which is why they're on the other edge.
And we've been the next day perfectly happy for the forces of Radler Keep to be helping to maintain law and order along the road. But I understand that old habits die hard.
Well, you weren't also here to provide that authority. So now that you have, we will happily send a contingent along behind you. And to make sure they burn anything you kill along the way.
Okay, so how long ago did it appear that he might have headed up the road north?
No more than 2 or 3 days, he says.
Was it 2 or was it 3?
He turns to one of his aides that they sort of just shrug and saying, well, they milled about outside the keep when they couldn't, when they were told none shall pass. They decided to sort of meander north in droves. So some left 2 days ago, some left 3 days ago. So 2 or 3 does actually be rather accurate.
So again, you were quite happy to let infected wander around the land.
Well, they had no authority to just kill everyone. Because they couldn't tell who was infected and who wasn't.
I was a bit curious, doesn't believe half the things now saying. I'd like to write an inside roll on this thing.
Sure, give me an insight roll.
He's very stupid or just pretty dumb.
Yeah, Dimitri's in the opinion, he's willing to put it down to stupid. He's not putting down the malice. What's likely going to put down the stupidity?
That's 18.
Okay, so you pick up he's quite fearful of the plague and probably are most of his men.
Okay. Yeah. I have words for that, and that's I can't say bad about gnomes anymore, can I?
You still can. I'm sure the gnomes won't mind too much. You're only boarding in their kingdom.
Yeah. You're boarding in their kingdom and doing your best to look like them.
This is not this different character. Right, different character. I find it not D&D.
I'm sure we can give this one a trim as well if you like.
No, one's enough, Martin. Thank you. Anyway, so
in which case then, we were thinking that we might have had a pause for a rest here in the keep. Dimitri will again aim to summon up the Phantom Steeds. Now, their numbers were 20 to 60, was it? And they're on foot?
That is correct.
Do we have a description or information, anything more about this King Tiefling? Obviously, being a Tiefling, I'm guessing he's probably fairly distinctive, but...
Well, he has curved horns coming out of his head, which is obviously showing how deranged he is. Not like a minotaur, but coming out the front. Reminds them of a beast of burden, but has the forked tongue of shame and deceit, as well as the red skin of poor taste. And appears to have hooved feet of unworthiness.
Does it appear to have any obvious lieutenant in this war?
He did, but unfortunately they had a misadventure with an arrow.
I'm glad to hear that at least something happened from before they left the keep.
Did he do that with a straight face or not straight face?
Straight face.
I have some sort of respect for him now being a city watch. So,
yeah, unfortunately, the Ashen King seems to be impervious to their arrows.
Let's see how it goes against that Warhammer. I say that. Okay.
Though we have heard reputations of your hammer. Please don't throw it at him.
He really said. Does he really want to start a fight? Does he? Does he really want to start a fight? Yeah.
You see, unlike some people, he's been listening to Dimitri for the last 2 years.
I give him a look of like disdain and intimidation at the same time, saying, "You wish you never yet said that." Okay. Only one lieutenant happened to have a misadventure with an arrow.
Some of his followers also had a misadventure. That's why they can't really tell how many there were.
Okay.
And we then torched the field from a distance.
Right. And how that was how long ago was that?
That was 2 days ago.
Okay. Dimitri will go and have a look at the others. Certainly welcome to come along at the burnt field just to see if there's any evidence or anything left over that we might be able to determine if there's anybody there. But yeah, the intent will be to get on the road again quickly to try and catch up to these horses.
Give me an investigation roll for everyone.
Okay.
11.
About average, that one. Gosh.
Do you still have it as a? Do you still have it as a minus?
No, we're +2 now on intelligence. So
I've got 10.
I got 15.
So is that Martin's got 10 and Mark has 15, and how about Jeremy?
33.
Okay, so most of you are looking around going, "Yep, something was burnt here." And while Dimitri's looking through it all, you do detect presence of brimstone and other signs of demonic presence.
Right. I will.
But hey, Tieflings, demonic presence.
Okay. Well, I will talk out loud, knowing that obviously the rest of the party will be listening intently to everything that he says. As he explains the situation, explains the signs and the underlying possibilities that such evidence of brimstone and other demonic leftovers might indicate.
Is that that's something similar to Plowman's long lunch kind of situation after he's had too much to eat, isn't it? Frying brimstone. Yeah. I get a snack across the back of the head or something to it.
Okay, but I'd not like to make you pay attention to what Rachel was saying.
I only got the last bit of the conversation with you, Dimitri, don't worry. That's okay. It's easy. Frying brimstone. That's what I need to know. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, so you take to the road to catch up.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be an interesting trip. As you start going along, you see once you cross.
We won't be pushing the horses hard because obviously we're meant to catch them fairly quickly, and we want to make sure we catch them before they get to Koretsky Cheap or Presbyterian. Although obviously if they decide to go to Koretsky Cheap, they're hard going there for a couple of days. So.
And as you cross into the forest, you see ahead of you on your new road bright red embers moving towards you in what appears to be hundreds.
Do we see anything beyond them?
You can see the road continues on past them, but they seem to be moving towards you.
Okay. And how far away are they going to be right now?
At this stage, I would put them at about 400 feet that you can see them.
The phantom seems to be oars. Pretty certain they're effective. What not necessarily tried to use them very much as a stop and start affair. I'm fairly certain that they are effectively horses in that sort of way.
Okay, so each of you can roll your perception for initiative if you wish to.
So we roll initiative or perception?
One of the benefits of level up is it's not just dex bonus. You can actually get initiative based on skills you're using at the time.
Okay. Do I have to? Because my perception is like lower than the initiative bonus.
You can add, if you've got bonuses to initiative, you can add that to your perception as part of initiative.
Ah, okay. Yep.
So you get your initiative bonus gets the special things that get added to your initiative above dex gets added to whatever other thing you're doing for initiative. So you get some amazing initiatives out of that.
24.
So 24 for Tim. What was Bradshaw's?
17. That dice is going to the doctor. I'm running out of dice here, man. That's not good.
Well, you just have to buy more or treat them better.
No,
Martin, what did you get?
15.
And what triple digits did Dimitri get?
29.
Okay, so
He's not quite up to Jack Nimmer standards.
his other character got a 40 on initiative last night.
Far out.
So his other character is also the general of the army that was defeated. So Jeremy, you're up first. You can see these glowing beans coming towards you.
And do we get the idea of what size they are?
It will give you they
describe them. They almost appear to be.
They appear to be of small scale, and they are burning bright with intense heat.
Okay. From Dimitri's arcane and knowledge of what it takes place, I've been thinking that they're sort of basically like imps or sprites or something like that sort of stuff, or talking more of a
too big
effect.
Too big to be imps or sprites.
But obviously, seemingly intelligent individual creatures as opposed to a mass swarm of something.
It does appear to be intelligent in their movements, as they really are moving as a group.
Okay, so it could be more, but it could be almost the effect of a swarm rather than lots of individuals.
That looks like a mass swarm.
Yeah.
Though you've never heard of a swarm of creatures larger than tiny.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's certainly odd. And we can't see anything beyond them, as if indicate that we haven't obviously caught up with the tail end of the followers yet, have we?
Well, you can see smoke pouring off these guys, so if you could see past them, it's been obscured by smoke.
Okay, right, yeah. So they might be close by, but we don't know how far they could easily be. Yeah. Okay.
If anything, it's a great diversion, allowing whoever's on the other side to go whichever way they want without you seeing them.
Exactly, yeah. Dimitri will just go with a range of these things. Unfortunately, his obvious immediate go-to is not going to be all that effective against the
fireball.
Well, bolt he would have gone for. No point putting too much effort in it first up. Go with we'll move forward another 40 feet or so, and then
Are you still on your steed?
Go steed, yeah. We'll cast a good chromatic ore.
Yep.
Normally they have a range of 30 feet, but because of Dimitri's specialisation, he can do that to 180 feet. So,
Yep. Give me an attack roll.
Make a range spell attack. 15 plus 27.
27. You actually get a critical hit.
Okay. Range spell attack is the attack hit creature takes 3d8 damage of the type you choose.
What type did you choose?
So obviously, cold is likely to be effective, but then at least you don't do cold. 8, 12, okay, 12 critical would be 24 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Obviously aimed at an individual, but realistically, I'm guessing aimed at the mass. Although, they're actually seemingly small size creatures, isn't
They
it?
are small sized creatures.
As opposed to being tiny or smaller. Yeah.
Okay, the creature you hit has part of it dissolve, and it keeps running with it missing most of its upper half.
Okay, so it's been running rather than flying?
Running rather than flying.
Okay, right, so when you first described it, I might feel like a spark in the air type stuff, but okay, so it's more of a carpet of fire coming towards us.
Okay, it's now up to Timothy. As you've seen, the surprisingly fearless Dimitri get closer. You can literally move 100 feet on the horse that you're on, or 200 feet if you do a charge on the horse.
Martin,
Yep.
okay. He moved in, obviously didn't stay in front, he got back again. That's no point, I'm going to maintain a range to my advantage.
Which was why you moved 50 instead of 100?
I said 40. Yeah, so they kept moving 60 back then. They coming forward, and he's still going to maintain the range, you said?
So how close was he to the creature? Sorry.
So you are 200 feet away from the creatures.
Yeah. How far away was Dimitri?
Dimitri moved into 160 feet to throw his a spell, and then moved back 60, so he's now 20 feet behind you.
Okay.
So he's fearlessly fighting from the back.
Okay. I'm going to charge in, like, straight towards it. Use Rakish Audacity. So I can use my sneak attack without needing advantage. Against a creature, if you are within 5 feet of it, no other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and I don't have disadvantage on the roll.
They are technically within 5 feet of each other. They're not. There's a whole mass of them coming towards you.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to then... I'm going to use a spell then, Sword Burst. It creates a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around me.
Is that a bonus or a standard action?
Standard action.
You would not then be able to charge.
Okay.
A charge action you can attack with.
Oh, sorry, I meant like go towards it, like.
Okay, so you can go 100 feet, which is a standard move, but charge is generally on the action.
Okay.
Which can then allow you to normally attack at the end of the charge.
Yep.
So that means you can move 100 feet and then stop and then do your spell.
How far away was it again?
100 feet further.
Oh, okay.
They were 200 feet away.
Okay, so then I'll just charge then with
Mhm.
my short sword then.
Okay, that will work.
Yep.
Give me an attack roll.
16 plus 23.
23 is a hit.
Um, 6.
6. You could actually roll 2d6 for the base weapon.
Okay.
As in when you attune some magical weapons, you get extra damage.
Yep. I'll just roll another one then. So 6 plus 4, 10.
10. Okay, yes, you strike it as you hear it take some damage. And your blade comes away glowing.
I will then use. So that's 2 actions then. That's charge and.
That would be a charge action that gets you an attack at the end of the action, allowing you to move 200 feet in total.
Yep. So do I have?
You
my
have a
second
bonus action and a reaction left.
Okay. I'll use action surge to get another action then.
Then you can then use that as a multi-attack action to get multiple attacks.
Right, this is where you could use that potentially that creeper blade or whatever thing that you were talking about. You might go down that pathway.
Yeah. The sword burst.
So you can use the sword burst instead as an action.
Yep.
Okay, so what will that do for you?
So spectral blade sweep around me. All other creatures within 5 feet of me must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage.
And what is your DC?
13.
Okay, so they will fail. And how much did you say? 13?
That's the saving throw.
D6. D6 force
yeah.
damage.
So I have to roll 4.
4. Okay, so you see.
Actually, hang on. No, sorry. No, because I'm 12th level, it's 3d6, so I roll another 2, so 4, 10, 16.
16. Does your rogue levels add to your cantrips? And I believe you're a 3rd caster level as a fighter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, never mind then. So then.
Yeah, it really does hamper you with the fighter and some of the other ones there. I can look up what a fighter. So with that coming, you do your sword burst out there, and next up would be Bradshaw to show you how he wants to do things.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by the new guy. So, can I do the same sort of charging?
You can do the same sort of charge in.
Okay. Okay, Bradshaw with a dwarven battle song just charges in. Go, nice work, Tim. And I go for a hit. So,
Okay.
got my warhammer out. Okay, mine D&D, we're nat 20, plus 11, more than that. Yeah, plus 11, 31.
You get a 31, so that does become a critical hit.
Yeah. Now, as a nat 20, does it do anything different for...
It will do something different. You'll find out after you go.
Okay, I will do the damage. That's not too bad. 30 plus strength, 1 fire. That's 60 points of damage total.
60 points of damage.
That's double dice, yeah.
So, you do this big smack, hits one, it goes flying back, hits a couple of them, and you cause a detonation between a few of them, taking out about 6 with the one blow.
I do kind of like a smiley, cheeky dwarven grin towards Tim.
Well, you don't get the natural 20s very often.
No, that's correct. And Oh. How many more are still there? There's a lot still there, isn't there?
So you can see probably about 50 odd bright lights in front of you.
Cool.
Oh, action search for 3 more attacks. So, yeah. So 3 attacks. I'm not sure if I can, because I charge only get 1 attack, I believe. So.
A charger will give you 1 attack with movement, but your multi-attack will give you your 3 attacks at your level.
Yeah, so I'll do the 3 attacks for the action search. And here we go. Okay. 2 good, 1 bad. 29 and a 28 and a 13.
So you miss on one of them.
Yep.
And the other 2 end up being critical hits. Just looking at caster levels. Because they do change between versions.
Oh, that's crap roll. Well, 2s and 3s. 6, 8, 9, 19, double is 38 for the first one.
Yep.
That's a little better. And 58 for the second one.
Right. Okay, so you managed to destroy 2 more with your brutal strikes. You feel very good.
I'm impressing the new guy, that's what I'm trying to do. So just to give you an idea, Tim, by the time I get into combat usually, they're all dead usually, because between Trellin and Dimitri, they kill it from range and I don't get a chance to get in there. I'm only a short dwarf, so...
So he can spend the entire combat running towards the bad guys.
So.
Okay, so we're now up to Trellin and his magic bow.
That's right. So I moved back 55 feet just to get safe.
Always good to be safe instead of sorry. That's what they say.
So it's a 29.
That's definitely a critical hit.
Okay, and 32, so that's 64 damage.
Yeah.
Does that take 1 out?
It takes 2 out.
Okay. Alright, I'll do that one. And that's 28. And 30 becomes 60 damage.
Okay, you end up taking out another 2 with that blow.
Good. That's my turn.
So as a fighter that you are with your magic counts as 1/3 your level, the caster levels.
Yep, okay.
Because there is quite a lot of rules for multi-classes.
Yep.
And that way, if you end up pairing other classes together, they don't all stack.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have Timothy and Bradshaw see these little flamey creatures become angry. And instead of running, scythe-like arms of flame spin out from them. At least 10 feet from them.
I'm glad
But you're about 250 feet away from them.
That's okay.
I'll keep moving back.
You know that. It's okay.
Okay, so Bradshaw, in retaliation, finds that apparently Flame finds him.
Fine what?
They
hit you.
They hit you.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Natural 20.
Good arm.
Oh, what we doing?
What it does mean is it's not a critical hit, it's just a hit. The armor you put on.
So you and your good rolling of dice of D6s, by the way. That's a very good collection there.
Yeah, well, that is 20 on 4 dice.
Not bad. I was very impressed.
Mark, last night I got 27 on 5d6.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 20 points of fire damage
That's right.
as a bunch of them stack on you.
Get off me, you little stupid fire thingies.
So it's like you've angered a group of flaming halflings.
He's like me.
And a bunch of them jump on Tim, hitting probably way too low of armor class 17.
That's just above, so yeah.
Just above.
Yep.
You forgot to get the shield out, I'm sure.
Yep. Can I use my reaction for uncanny dodge to half the attack damage?
You can. And you have evasion, meaning that it's not a saving throw. Okay, so that would be 6 points of fire damage to you. As they seem quite ready to continue attacking. As Dimitri, you're now up.
Okay, so I'm currently about 200. So they assuming we didn't move forward very far because they decided to attack the 2 fighters that have moved 200 meters, 200 feet.
So they're technically 200.
220 feet away from me.
I'd probably say 215 because the other guys were just in front.
That's right. So I'm happy that it's ballpark. The that'd be a shame.
And you're not going to put a fire on top of my head, are you? Is what you're thinking?
No.
Yes, he wants to heal all the people you're fighting.
That's right. I don't necessarily see that casting fire at the small fire elementals is an effective way of going about things. So,
well, no, that could be anything, Dimitri.
But yes, that's right. Dimitri's just annoyed the fact that, hey, why did you run to bed? I expect you to come into box. Would you keep the range and keep going? Jeez. Because now it means that even if he goes forward the 100, he's still not actually within the short range of his crossbow. Needs to have to think about using another magic spell.
See, if you don't go backwards all the time, you can hit things more often. This is all based on you. You went backwards, didn't you?
No, you just went. Well, I went backwards.
I don't know. You
I went backwards a little bit. I worked on the idea. Yep, 200 foot. Yep, I'm happy to keep that if the average got a range, and then we can move in and out, and then come closer, and just move back and go in and out. But you run for them. She's broke the whole thing out. Okay. We will move forward the 100 and take a shot with crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20. It doesn't matter that I get critical. Won't get sneak attack. I think I actually. Sorry, no. Apologies. The reason I'm not getting sneak attack is because it is a disadvantage because they were too far away because they didn't come forward.
See, this way, Tim, you get a kind of you get an idea that Dimitri can be a nice guy. He's an absolute prick sometimes. So it doesn't help.
And you can see they're a well-oiled machine. They don't follow any tactics.
Okay, so 15 is AC 29.
AC 29, that becomes a critical hit.
10, 16, 22, 44 points of piercing damage from a magical crossbow.
Okay, you see your bolt go straight through one and take out another, killing 2 of them.
Nice. And I guess you would have aimed for two that were at least near the others.
So, glancing off Bradshaw's helmet for accuracy.
It makes a good target ranging point.
You don't have to encourage him, Martin. You don't have to encourage him.
Hey, I don't have to encourage him. I just know how he acts. Like if we had Plum in here at the time, he would be charging in with the rest of you, ignoring Dimitri's tactics completely.
That's right.
It was the sort of thing that I was tempted to go for some on the edge. So therefore, you guys can group all together, and then Dimitri will go past and go on to the actual enemy. But I guess we'll help you guys out.
Okay, so I think this would be a good point to have Plum in charge through in case he does show up next session. You see a big giant horse go charging past with a barbarian on top who's been running the entire time to keep up with you guys, just slightly slower than Dimitri was on his magical horses.
Hang on. You're not playing Climate correctly. He's never charged into battle on horseback.
That's why I thought I'd do it while he wasn't here and tell him he's actually done it.
He's got an 84
As he rides past Bradshaw and Timothy swinging his Dimitri glaive around him with glee, relishing in the fact that he's riding into combat on horseback. It's only been over 100 sessions with the guy, and I think this is the second time he's got to ride into combat on horseback, and that's his specialty. At least now we can say he's done it twice. Okay, so it is now Timothy's go as you see this big barbarian bounding forward and crushing things beneath it as it swings a glaive around, decapitating things that don't seem to go down.
So learning from my mistake last time, I grab my shield now with my short sword in the other hand. And I just will start attacking the ones around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll attack them twice.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Yeah, at the level you're at, you only get double attack for multi-classing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, double attack and double attack do not stack.
I know.
I've had many people say, but I've got an extra attack, it should stack, doesn't it?
Yeah, I learnt that the hard way with my other group.
Yeah.
I do have a prestige class that allows you to combine cantrips from more than one class and gain the benefits of your character level instead of your class level.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack it twice. How many would be around me right
now? You can pretty much take a step and have yourself surrounded by them.
Okay, I'll just attack a few then. That is a total of 18 and 13.
Okay, the 18 hits and the 13 misses.
Yep.
You're used to taller subjects.
Sorry?
You're used to taller subjects.
Yep. Is it double or?
It is 2 dice, yes.
7, 13. No, sorry, 12.
Okay, that one, you hit that one for a second time and it goes down.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Bradshaw.
Yeah. Okay. I assume he's within 5 feet of me, Dennis, like approximately, or is it just very close to each other?
You can be as close to each other as you like. Would you like to be back to back?
Oh, as long as I'm within 5 feet of him, that's the main thing.
Do you also get your shield out?
Yes, I get my shield out. Wouldn't have mattered last time for me, but yeah, I got my shield and my warhammer out, so I was like, okay. Time to bash some skulls in. So
And your goat rears up behind you.
What?
Well, you can't really strike too well from on top of the goat because these guys are small.
Oh, what's my phrase like? No.
As in, I believe you would have to have dismounted to attack them with your weapon. You do
Yes.
not have reach weapons, and you're a dwarf.
Good point.
Technical, expert, mounted combat, like Iron fighting with Dimitri's slaves.
It's famous blade, but anyway, yes.
Oh no, it's actually labelled Dimitri's Glaive.
There it is. Okay. I'll just go jump off my.
That's why Iron loves it so much.
So, Mark, the assumption was you jumped off at last round.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Cool. I'm just going to go for 3 attacks, that's all. So, looky. Okay. A 14 on the lowest, a 26, and a 31 with a critical.
Okay, so the 14 is a hit, the second one is a crit, and then you got a really nice crit.
Okay. Okay, I'll do the normal hit first. 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it breaks down as you hit it.
Okay, just the normal crit.
Now the normal crit.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 15, 24, 26, and 36, 72.
72. Okay, you hit that one and managed to break apart 2 of them with the hit.
Yep. And this is the special one. So. 11, 20, 58.
Okay, so you hit that one into a clump of them, watching probably about 15 of them explode that time.
I just want to stand within 5 feet of Tim because I've got protection, so if anything tries to attack him when somebody allied in 5 feet, they get a disadvantage on their attack to him. So.
And your goat is roaring above you, hoofing anyone who comes close.
Nice.
Good go. Good go. And that's it for me.
Okay, so you see in front of you Plowman frothing and screaming and yelling battle as he's swinging his glaive around and running through these creatures.
Yeah, I can see him doing that too.
It's like he's just mowing the field. Okay, so that brings us to Trellin.
Okay. So I have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So 27.
27 becomes a critical hit.
Okay. That's another 30.
Also a
which
critical hit.
becomes 60. And that's only it's 25.
25 is also a critical hit.
Nice.
So they do have another rule in the game called Weapons Mastery, which gives them better attacks with weapons. Yeah. If you choose a weapon to specialize in, what would it be? The national weapon you come from is rapier, but you can choose short sword if you wish.
Okay. Yeah.
And as a short sword, you would be doing an extra 3 dice on top of what you're doing normally.
Okay.
Yes, I say for just being Hunter, so I do 48 Warhammer, plus 10 strength. So that's why I hit pretty hard. So.
Okay.
So you'd be with your magical short sword, you would be doing 5d6, and you would add your proficiency twice plus your attack bonus.
Okay.
Which would give you an idea of how come some of these are hitting so well.
Yeah.
The more skilled you get with a weapon, the less likely you're going to mess up.
Okay.
Until you get to a point where if you roll a 1, it's a critical.
Okay. Yeah.
So you crit on a 1 and a 20. They're for the people who call themselves grandmasters with the weapon. They're not going to mess up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 54 damage.
Okay, so yes, you take out another 2 of them with your arrow.
Oh.
There's a literal smoldering remains on the field as many more keep coming.
Like, how many left is there? Have we culled the kind of major lot of it, or is there still a lot still coming?
You haven't noticed the impact yet. Okay, so a bunch of them pile on Bradshaw, hitting armor class 28.
Yeah, 24 was my thing. So yeah, you got me.
Apparently the dice like you this time, as it is 9 out of instead of 20, 9 fire damage.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Then a bunch of them are attacking Timothy, and apparently Timothy has plot armor today, as it hits armor class 15.
Not high enough.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's okay. I was going to use my reaction to give him a disadvantage on the dice, but you don't need to. So.
And then a bunch of them try to attack Plum and seem to anger him more and get trodden down during the attack. Okay, so I believe we're up to Dimitri.
So what kind of area are these things covering at the moment?
They are covering about a front of at least 100 feet towards you, curving around to try to surround the melee fighters. But you can see big areas of destruction amongst them where Plumman's running with his horse, and where Bradshaw has been hitting and causing mini explosions.
Yeah. And how deep does the field go?
You thought that there was probably 50 to begin with. After you have had a few rounds of fighting, realizing that there's probably closer to 200-300 of them, and you're about a third of the way through. Because seeing them from a distance, the smoke behind them had given them lots of obscurity.
Yeah, no. So effectively, they're covering an area of about 100 feet by 100 feet.
Yep.
Originally, or now, I guess. But,
roughly, that's what they're covering.
Yep, that's okay. Admittedly, we're getting through them fairly quickly, but
I'm sure it's time for that flashy Dimitri magic you rarely pull out.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just thinking about.
You might actually use a spell slot.
The chromatic orb was a spontaneous one, so that didn't count.
That's what I mean.
Oh God. Just trying to find out, because they say what he's got that's not actually fire focused. In there. I can't find it immediately, so I will just move forward and moving off to the side of it as well. So basically aiming to be able to set up so I can start going around them. If suitable, but we'll come off with we'll be at about the 80 feet or so away.
Yep.
120 feet before, so yeah, in fact we'll move 60 feet and then off with the angle or so probably about 50 feet away from the company, and we will take another shot at the one near
Bradshaw.
Timothy. And hit AC 14, 26.
26.
Yep.
So another critical.
Okay, and this time because Timothy within 5 feet, I do get to add my
Sneak
sneak
attack.
attack damage.
Range sneak attack is
Which
nice.
means we're 10, 15, 20, 26, 52.
52. Okay, you see your shot take out 2 more of them.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so now that we've time, I can look through the spell book now. Walk through the walk to check my spells.
Okay, so that's now Tim's turn.
So how many are around me now?
You can easily count about 15 trying to swarm you.
Is there any allies within 5 feet of
There
me?
is.
Okay.
Bradshaw is an ally. I'm not sure if Dimitri standing next to you would ever count as an ally, but that's Dimitri. Or is that Jeremy?
Okay. Bradshaw's deliberately staying within 5 feet of you because he's feeling that gives him the ability to defend you. You might have talked to him afterwards and say, hey, look, give me space when I'm fighting with you.
And don't forget the displacement cloak. So that's automatic disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Only until he gets hit, and you think you're hit on the first round anyway.
Yeah.
We might as well just attack twice again then. That's 16 and 26.
So a hit and a critical hit.
Yep.
So for a critical hit, you'll double the damage.
Alright.
So roll the dice as normal, add the bonuses as normal, and just double
Since
it.
it's 2 attack, I roll 2
So,
dice twice?
For each attack, you will roll 5d6.
Okay.
As I was talking to you about, if you're actually kept up with the others in the training and skill, that makes you an expert with a short sword.
Yep. So,
Meaning you get better with a short sword with each level.
Yep. So that's 5, and I rolled them twice.
And you get any bonuses for sneak attack, because you got people close.
Okay. Yep. So that's another 3d6. That's 8, 14, 19.
Plus the 3d6.
1, 7, 13. So that's
32.
32.
Okay.
Do I roll the 5 again for the second?
Yes, you will roll the 5 again for the second one. So the first strike takes 1 out.
Yep.
And you'll find you are far more heroic when you have extra dice.
So 10, 15.
And you sneak attack once per round, or
It's once per round. Once per turn. Yeah,
once per turn. Okay, so yes.
And do I double that then as well? since
You
was
double it
critical?
because it was so critical.
So
Yes.
30.
30. So you take out 2 with 2 swings. Getting into the swing of things. And you then see this big raging horse biting some of the heads off these creatures as it's going, because it's also a barbarian. It's a barbarian riding a barbarian horse, because he adds barbarian levels to his horse. As he's then swinging the glaive of Dimitri around. He hates the fact that it's named after another party member. Because he now knows wherever that person is whenever he's holding it.
I don't say that's quite a true statement. It's not that he hates the fact that it's named after another party member. He hates the fact that it's named after Dimitri. Any other party member, he wouldn't think it cared at all.
Okay, so you see him barreling through quite a few of them, and it's now Bradshaw's go.
I'm more and more impressed by Timothy every day, every minute, every second. So I'll continue just bashing around as many things as I can till I hear otherwise and whatever. So, okay, low one out of the road first. That's 15.
Okay, that's a hit.
A 30
That's a crit.
and a 31 with a natural 20.
Okay, that's a exceptional crit. So give me your damage dice.
Okay, normal one is 11, 16, 20, 26.
Okay, you take out another one with that one.
Okay, this is the normal critical. That's 48 total.
48. You knock two of them down with that mighty blow.
And the exceptional critical. Which has 1 plus 2 plus 3, so it's good start with the dice. 6. Then I'm at 8 at the end. So I was not too bad. So that 14, 24, 48, yeah. So, yeah, 48 total.
48. You hit that one off to the side and cause a strike as you take out 11 with one blow.
All good. Okay. Oh, so I found my perfect dice now. I'm going to save this and put these in special bag now.
So some dice are working for you, some don't.
That's
As a swarm of them descend on Bradshaw to begin with.
Okay.
The main reason they haven't been rolling disadvantage for Martin's reference is the fact that they are literally swarming you.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So that is a armor class 15 versus our dwarf, and then to our fighter rogue hits armor class 28.
That hits. Uncanny dodge as well.
I have a thing of if I roll outside the tray, I'll roll back into the tray.
Yep.
So if it's a nice roll outside, too bad.
Yep.
Okay, so it does 11 fire damage to you.
So, uncanny dodge halves.
Which halves it, and I'll halve it down to 5. And then it tries to attack Flarman. Apparently you hear the glee of Flarman as he actually gets hurt by these fire creatures.
Yeah. Say to Tim, oh no, he's upset now.
And with that glee, you see his muscles start to bulge even further as the horse increases in size. Okay, so I believe that brings us to Dimitri. Have you thought of which spell you will save the day with?
The,
Did I miss Trellin? Okay, sorry, Trellin's up. My apologies.
So I got a 27.
Which
And-
makes it definitely a crit.
And I got 32, so it becomes 64.
Okay, you take another 2 out with that shot.
Okay, and then 25.
Another crit.
Okay, cool. And that's only 29, so 58.
And you end up taking out another 2.
Cool.
So with swarms, you will basically have the damage just keep rolling over.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing enough damage, you can take out more than one.
Okay. No,
Okay.
no worries.
So now we're back up to Dimitri after Trellin gets in a couple of shots along the way.
Are we looking like making significant inroads?
You're almost halfway through.
Okay. Dimitri will pick a spot that's less farm disrupted. And go for a black tentacle covering a 20-foot square.
Okay.
Um,
Saving throw?
Get a saving throw. Dexterity, mate. Dexterity is 19.
Okay, it seems to be on the angle, but either side of the angle is not good enough for it, so it fails.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so just the creature starts to turn in the area, or aims to turn its first time, it takes 3d6 locally. is, oh, that's not too bad, 11. That's a, I saw the 6 and the 4 first, and then I thought, oh, damn, for 1. Yeah, so 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and they're restrained.
Yep.
Until it gets at the...
That's isn't it? So maybe it's multiple.
Okay, that's covering a 20-foot square. So I'm assuming they'll attack multiple of them.
Yeah.
And the they'll be because they act in a swarm, they only get the 1 saving for it. So, but effectively holding back many feet of them. They're restrained unless it succeeds on a dex saving throw. Creature that starts its turn restrained by tentacle takes an additional 3d6 bludgeoning damage. So, a restrained creature can use its action to make an acrobatics or athletics check instead of the dex saving throw afterwards against the spell save DC of 19.
Don't worry, they won't be doing any special saving throws.
Okay.
Okay, so it is now Tim's go. You are still swarmed by these creatures.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be stopping.
I'm going to use one of my actions to...
Your action?
Sorry?
Your action or your... Because you have action, bonus action, and reaction.
Action.
An action. Because when you do multi-attack, you then get 2 attacks. And multi-attack is an action.
Yeah. I'll double attack again.
Okay.
Just to try and get as many off of me as possible. 20 and 13.
Okay, the 13 misses, but the 20 hits.
Yep. Um, 20
points of damage. Okay, you take one of them down.
I'm going to move away. However,
Doing a disengage?
I have a fancy footwork. During your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of my turn. So I'm gonna try and move past them, not past them, but take them a bit further away.
It's okay. You can move past them, and as it's a swarm, technically the entire swarm is treated as one creature.
Yeah.
So you can move past quite a few creatures.
Yeah, just far enough away where I can use my spells and that without damaging allies.
Okay. Then you see Bradshaw go next. Apparently, your ally in the fight has withdrawn to a tactical space.
Hey, Connor?
Yeah?
Don't forget, you could probably actually, as a 6th level rogue, you should be able to use the disengage action as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing.
Which might then allow you you could do another attack or something beforehand if you wanted to.
Yeah.
He did a bonus action to do that anyway, Jeremy. He just got 2 different bonus actions that do the same thing. One does the disengage action and one disengages from a specific target.
Yeah, happy with that. It was more than I thought he was using an action to do it. So.
Well, I'm actually doing a counter stimulate and kill prepared fight right now. So
it's not a bonus
I've taken no notice
of if I attack and either if it misses or doesn't, or if it hits, I still can just go bye.
Well, in that case, then you could also do the disengage and move even further if you wish to.
Yeah.
Because with disengage as a bonus action, you can technically move 3 times in a round if you ever wish to.
Oh, okay.
It's got dash as well. Is one of the.
I was going to say that would be dash as a bonus action.
Dash is the bonus action.
If disengage would use one of them. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is Bradshaw doing?
I'm swinging away just to get a bigger kill count than Clown.
Okay, give me your attacks.
Yep, as typical, got a low one, which is 15.
That's still a hit.
I have a 27 and a 30.
And a critical.
2 criticals. But 27 and a 30 are both criticals, I think. Or?
They are both criticals.
Yep, okay, cool. Okay. Normal hit is... I've got one of those clear fishy dice with a little fish inside it, so 300 is under sometimes, so bear with me.
So you got a fish?
Yes. I've got it in a Kickstarter. That's 10, 13, 18, 28 for the first one.
Okay, it goes down.
That's the first critical. Bad fishy dice, so I got 2 on it. 6, 11, 14, 24, 48 again.
Okay, you take out a second.
Oh, the last one's crap. Well, not really crap, but it's 11, 15, and 50 for the last one.
And you end up taking 3 out in 3 swings, which is not bad.
Okay, need more next time.
And you hear Plumman scream out battle and just charge through a bunch of them.
I'm still beating you, I say it loud.
As you think at least 30 fell to his blades. And horse.
I still think I'll be.
Now Trellin is up.
Yeah, we all know Bradshaw's ability count.
So 31.
That's a crit.
And so that would be 64 for damage.
You take 2 out with that shot.
But it's only 23 to hit. So I don't know about that.
So that's not a crit.
Okay. So that's 31 damage.
You still take 1 out with that shot.
Cool.
Okay, so with the people withdrawn from the area, only Bradshaw's within range of the swarm, so the swarm attacks Bradshaw, hitting armor class 17.
Agreement.
Which I believe isn't a hit.
I wouldn't think so.
Hard to tell while he's on mute. Hello, Mark.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't on you. 24.
Okay, so yes, they miss you. But they are trying to stack on top of you.
Yes.
Dimitri is up. You watch the group in your tentacles all get crushed. You believe you took out about 40 of them with your tentacles.
Okay. Funnily enough, I rolled the same 3d6 and the same 11 in exactly the same format of 6, 4, and 1.
They must love those sides.
I'm going to check to make certain each die actually has other numbers on it. How's the swarm looking at the moment?
It's looking pretty messed up. It's ragged in places.
Okay. So then you'll just go for picking off the info then for like these crossbow around Bradshaw again. But actually he gets advantage because he's not moved. Which still doesn't do much. AC. Where am I? With advantage and with plus 14 on the roll, I get 20.
It's a normal hit.
Normal hit?
Yep.
For 9, 10, 20, 26 points of damage.
Okay, you see it collapse. So it is up to Tim.
So now that I'm further enough away, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at one of them that is has a couple around them.
Yep.
I'm going to attack them with that. That's 8. That's not gonna hit.
A total of 8?
Yep, total of 8.
Okay, apparently you released too early.
And then just gonna attack normally then. Actually, no, even if it misses, they have to make a dex save. Of 13.
It does not.
Okay, cool. So that it and surrounding all creatures in 5 feet take 2d6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that 2d6 cold damage, is it?
Yep, cold damage. So that's 4 total.
Okay, so you see their fire dim around them as they take the damage.
And then I'm just gonna attack normally.
Use ice knives and action.
Yes, it is, and I have 2 attacks per action.
No, you have a multi-attack that allows you to do 2 attacks. A cantrip is an action.
Okay. Okay, well that's
Yeah,
fine.
it is a hard thing to get used to.
Yep.
But multi-attack allows you to attack multiple times. Unless you have a special feat or ability, you can't use a cantrip as one of your multi-attacks.
Okay. Yep, no, that's fine then.
Possibly the closest you get would be if you use some sort of spell that created a weapon that you physically then spun twice.
Yep.
Yep.
That's where it's normally a bonus action to bring up the spell to then use it in your multi-attack.
Yep.
That's normally what you normally do.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so that brings us to Bradshaw.
Still trying to catch up to Clown's number. I'll roll again. Oh god, I like these dice. What was it? Okay. The lowest was a 6 on the dice, which ends up being 17.
That's a hit.
28.
A crit.
And a 31 when that's recording.
And so a very nice crit. You've had more crits tonight than you have had in the last year of gameplay with Bradshaw.
It's all the same dice, by the way. I'll put it out there.
You found some good dice. You might not be able to read the numbers for you easily, but they're good dice.
Okay. The normal one is.
That's why you got exceptional numbers, and you can't read the numbers well.
That's right.
I can't see technology, it must be a 20. It must be a 20.
Normal takes 28 damage for you, Martin.
Okay, you end up taking it down.
And this is the normal crit, I'm going to call it, which is 2, 2, 2, and an 8. So, yeah, love my rolls. That's 14, 24, double that is 48.
Okay,
Yes.
you see 2 of them fall with that blow.
Special crit's okay. Didn't help when one was a 1, but it's okay still. 14, 16, 19, 29, double that's 58.
Okay, you do that swing and it goes flying into another group of them. You think you took out another 15.
Big that plowman. I yell that out.
And you hear challenge accepted as he runs off into another pile of them. Apparently, he still manages to mow down some of them, just not as many. You actually got more than him this round.
Well, surely he's going to throw things at me later. So, yeah.
As one of the flaming heads bounces off your helmet.
Yeah, I understand that. It's fair enough.
Okay, Trellin is up.
So, how many are left?
You can count more than 50.
Gee. So I want to shoot where there's not an ally.
Yep.
So that's a 30 to hit.
That's a critical hit.
Okay, so that's 29, so 58.
You see two of them collapse with your shot.
And 27.
Also a crit.
30 becomes 60.
And you see another two collapse with that shot.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so Dimitri. You're starting to run out of bright lights on the field. It's getting a lot dimmer than it was.
Yeah, okay. And Bradshaw's still surrounded, is he?
He is.
Yeah, okay. I will keep whittling down Bradshaw. He's obviously not doing well.
I'm not doing well. I'm doing fine.
You're still surrounded, so therefore obviously not killing anyone, aren't you?
Well, I don't need to move. I'm moving things. So what's the point of moving? That's what a warrior does.
AC 34.
That's a crit.
12, 15, 20, 24, 30, 50.
Okay, as you shoot, you see it take out 4 of them. Apparently, you got in quite a good shot that time.
And then I will actually, assuming that the area that they're covering is shrinking significantly from what it was.
It is.
I will move around the other side of the black tentacles that are still blocking an area there, and basically aim to move 100 feet around the
field
wall. So still aiming to stay a good 30 feet away from the closest of them.
Yep.
So actually moving around there to actually see if I can look beyond the smoke and things like that on next turn.
Okay, so it is now Tim's go.
I will just double attack again.
Okay.
16 and 22.
So that'll be 2 hits on that one. Have you been adding +1 for your magic weapon?
Yep. Um, 17 for the first.
17. You take 1 out with that blow.
16 for the next.
And it also goes down. It seems that they're getting more fragile as there's less of them. Okay, Bradshaw's up.
Sorry. Okay.
You can actually start to see the edges of the swarm around you, though they're all still pressed around you.
That's okay. So let's be plan. Okay. I like this business. I might have got a 1. Well, I got a 1. Oh my gosh.
Obviously it's no good.
A natural 1, a 14, and a 26.
Okay, so a fumble, a hit, and a crit.
Okay.
Do you get to still take the other actions after fumbling the first one?
That depends on what he does with the fumble.
It's both ways never. We know we got the fumbles.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll D6, depends on what order it comes in, okay? How's that? If I roll D6 and the first one's a fumble, if it's 1 and 2 it's a fumble, 3 and 4 it's the second hit, and I'll do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I fumbled the first one, so...
so what do you do with your fumble?
I go for a big, huge uppercut and kind of uppercut myself in the chin. So
okay, so you hit yourself?
I hit myself pretty much.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay. I like that roll. 2 ones now. That's good stuff. 5... 25 points of damage. More than the actual 5 points.
Okay, so yes, you hit yourself for 25 points.
Am I prone?
No.
Damage doesn't count in the competition.
I still got you, plan. Oh, same way. Yeah.
I'm sure with a few less teeth.
I got a solid dwarven draw. Okay.
The slot in the back of the helmet is designed for a dagger, not a warhammer.
I'm just being honest with my rolls there, Jeremy. Thank you.
Okay, so how did you go for your normal hit?
Do you want me to still hit after that? Or not?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's all check out.
You didn't lose the hammer after all.
Okay, cool. 28 for the normal hit.
Okay, you take one down with that.
And 56 for the critical.
Okay, you managed to take 2 down with that blow.
With a big bruise on my chin. Yeah.
And you see Plumman do the mad rush through the field, and he does take down another 15 of them for you.
Smart ass, so you're allowed again. Yeah. In the free action, of course. So, yeah.
Okay, Trellin is up.
Okay. 20
That is a hit.
and 29 damage
You take one of them out with your arrow.
and 31.
That's a crit.
And so that's 64 damage.
You end up taking out 3 with that arrow.
Nice.
Okay, Dimitri. You're noticing that there's only now about 30 on the field. Considering you had about 300 of them.
Well, obviously the country didn't look okay because or people are claiming more than they're killing, apparently. AC 26.
That becomes a crit.
8, 16, 27, 31, 37, 43, 86.
Okay, you see that go through 5 of them.
And then I'm going to keep my movement on, like 100 feet further down to hopefully get beyond the line of the smoke and stuff, and try and take a look at what's ahead of us.
Okay, looking ahead, you see a field of ash along the road as if it's being burnt to cinders, and moving amongst it, ash people stumbling in your direction.
Ultimately, how many are you talking about?
Looking down there, probably about 20 or 30.
Okay, so it should be, if it represented the forces that apparently were going with the Ashen King, it should be around half of them, approximately.
About that, yes.
Yeah. And how far away are they saying?
They would probably be maybe 500 feet away.
Okay, yeah, that's right then.
Okay, so that brings us to Tim.
I'm gonna try and finish off the ones around me. I'm just gonna double attack them again. 18 and 12.
The 12 misses, but you hit on the 18.
16.
16, you do manage to take one down with that swing.
Then as a bonus action, I'm going to use Second Wind to just heal myself up a bit.
Yep. Make the burns go away.
Yep. For a total of 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's my turn.
And what is Bradshaw doing this round?
Bradshaw, stop trying to be too excessive with his rolling, and we'll still take 3 times. So,
Okay.
how many are left on the field? Do we look at? Is it 20 or so? Or?
At least 25.
Okay, cool. I'll go get the last 25 then. Gotcha. Okay. Wow. I think went to my limit today.
How many ones?
I need to take a photo of this and send that to you. That one.
Was it 3 ones?
Oh, they're even better. Okay.
3 20s?
It's a 1, 2, 3. I thought it was good. I'll send you a copy because I want you to leave that one.
Well, to be honest, you ended up doing 1, 2, 3 a lot in the early Bradshaw.
That's true. That's still it's worthwhile picture to you, man.
So what do you do with your fumble?
Was the fumble the first one again?
Had to find out. Second one. So
Okay, so what's your total for a 2?
2 is plus 11, so it's 13. And
so that's a miss. A miss, a fumble.
And a 14's a miss as well, I assume?
And a 14's a hit.
Hit, okay. I'll do 1 hit and then
Okay, what I'm hearing is the last one got hit by the hammer that flipped out of your hand and it's gone away.
Oh, God. The one that hit, I got 2 ones to start off with, and then 2. Like, maybe I wasn't meant to hit anymore.
Is it a hammer or thrown?
It's 12, 22 for the hit, and then the fumble. I need a good idea for the fumble. What can I think of? Yeah, it might. I try to hit something, it flips out of my hands.
Yay!
In the direction of Plowman. I mean, he's going to hate me for this. And I accidentally hit him. Okay?
Okay, so it goes flying towards Plowman. He swings with his glaive.
Oh.
And smashes it right into a bunch of these creatures, making an explosion of 10 of them going flying around you.
I'll try you to catch up.
And then he does go in for the unfortunate swing as his horse seems to run off in the wrong direction, chasing Dimitri, leaving you to deal with the remaining 14 of them.
No, that's all right.
So
my hammer does fly back to me because we return hammer. So it flies back after doing the damage that Plowman did to it. So yeah. So it's like,
so after doing the damage, that Plowman used your hammer to kill half of it, like
it hit those people, and it's going, oh shit, I better go back to Mark. Yeah, I'm back to Rachel. Yeah.
Well, maybe I have to go back to the guy that really knows how to use me, even when he's only actually hold me.
I can roll a couple ones tonight. I think I deserve to roll a couple ones.
So we're now up to Trellin.
So I want to have a quick look at the Ashen people and just have a look to see if they're evil or whatever.
They're probably blocked by smoke from your position. Because Dimitri's actually gone around the flame form to the other side, whereas you stay back at where we were starting.
Yeah, I just keep going backward.
Yeah. So so that you've got smoke and stuff like that disturbing your line of sight.
You have 14 bright sparks attacking Bradshaw. Almost like Sparky, his other character.
So 25 to hit.
That's a crit.
And so that's 62.
You see 3 of them go down with that shot.
Right. And then 28 to hit.
Also a crit.
And then that's 28. So that's 56.
You see 6 of them go down with that shot.
Okay.
Okay, Dimitri, you're up ahead, eyeing off these shambling ash people.
Okay, but they're about 500 feet away at the moment?
They are heading in the other direction.
Oh, they're going away from you?
They are going away from you.
They're shambling? They're not moving quickly, I'm assuming?
They are not moving quickly in comparison to you.
Okay. And how many flames are still left around Bradshaw?
You can see 5.
Okay, I will take another shot then. And
Hang on, Mark. Does I feel a feeling that he cared about Bradshaw there? Is that what I'm feeling?
I'm sure he's a doppelganger somewhere.
it's got nothing to do with caring about Bradshaw. It's the fact that Bradshaw gives him sneak attack because he's
You need
nearby.
to go?
Yeah, I need to go. Sorry.
That's okay.
Certainly.
They'll be finishing soon anyway.
My understanding of thought is we're not going
Did
to
you
fight
enjoy?
these Ashen zombies right now. We're just cleaning off these things and moving in. So we'll
Will
fight
you
them
be
next
interested in
session.
2 weeks?
Probably. I'll see what happens. Like, because there's stuff that's been coming up. And that.
Let me know.
Yeah.
But thank you for making tonight.
1827.
No, it's fine. Thanks for having me.
You got a critical hit again.
Thanks for coming, Donna.
No worries.
Yeah, good to be good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
See you
Well
guys
done.
next time, maybe.
37. 37, 43. 86 points of damage again.
Okay, so just to make Bradshaw feel better, you take out the remaining 5 with 1 shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
They all just seem to line up magically.
Come on, Bradshaw, what's taking you so long? We've got the zombies up ahead of us.
As he says that, we will go to credits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can leave that for next session, and I'll chat to you after.
Yeah.
Okay.